So good evening everybody and welcome to the 72nd edition of the Cork City Sports. We have a tremendous evening of athletics ahead of us. Just started there a few minutes ago. We have the men's pole vault competition. We will give you an update on that competition very shortly. So my name is Padraig Kelly. I'll be commentating for the next hour and a half. We'll give it these are the warm-up events ahead of the international programme at 7 o'clock. On the screen now you'll see the schedule. Our first event is the field event. That's the ASMS Lab Module men's pole vault competition. Our first track event this evening will be the Cork's 96 and C103 men's 3,000 metres. Then we have juvenile 600 metre races. The men's high jump competition will be starting at 6 o'clock. That event sponsored by the Wilton Shopping Centre. So very shortly now we'll be able to give you an update there of the men's pole vault competition. Joining me tonight in the commentary is Louise Shanahan. So she's competed at the Cork City Sports and competed at a very high level.
Yeah, I feel like at this stage I've run juvenile races, junior races, senior races, paced, basket girl, and now I'm on commentary, so the full experience over here.
Yeah, no, everyone seems to have a secondary connection to the Cork City Sports. If I think we're going back far enough into the 80s, my father was in the Cork City Sports Committee, so we all have primary connections and secondary connections, and looking back there is that we have a lot of former athletes there helping out now with the officiating and the organisation of the Cork City Sports. So on the screen there you have the competitors in the men's pole vault competition. So unfortunately Matthew Rossler there of St Albans isn't there this evening, but taking part this evening we've Eoin O'Callaghan of Bandon Athletic Club. So a very accomplished combined events athlete. So he medalled in the pole vault and the javelin last Sunday in Tullamore at the under-20 championships. Also taking part with Joshua Fitzgerald of Leevale, Shane Power of St Joseph's Athletic Club in Kilkenny, and Fionn Naughton of Leevale. He's our national under-20 men's pole vault champion. And just running over to onto the track there, you have the competitors for the men's 3,000 metres. So it is a very, very warm this evening. 29 degrees in Cork. Is that we're not used to that temperature. I don't think any of the athletes going onto the track now, most of these athletes are local athletes. They will have not experienced 29 degrees on a track. But it's a good complaint. We've had very wet evenings here at the Cork City Sports in the past. So 29 degrees at the moment, and it'll cool down there later on this afternoon. The wind is behind the athletes in the home straight, so a bit breezy there in the middle of the afternoon, but has died down since. And we're hoping the wind will turn a bit northerly there, so it'll be behind the athletes there for the sprints, the 100, the 100 hurdles and the 200 metres later on this afternoon. On the screen there you can see Eoin O'Callaghan of Bandon, so unfortunately unsuccessful there at 380. So Shane Power there of St Joseph's on the runway. He's medalled at national indoor and outdoor championships in the past. He's one of our more accomplished athletes in the pole vault in Ireland at the moment. So if you have a chance there, could you please do us all a favour? Just let us know, let your friends know that we are live on YouTube. So if you just tell them www.corkcitysports.ie, send that to your friends, tell them log on to that, and they can see the live stream. They can log on to the live stream there. So Louise, what event are you looking forward to this evening?
Well, I'm definitely biased, but the women's 800 metres is not one to miss. Yeah, we've got a huge Irish contingency there. We've got Laura Nicholson racing, Emma Moore is racing, Sophie O'Sullivan, Sonia O'Sullivan's daughters on the field, and then we've also got Hannah Seagrave. And then, yeah, on top of that, we've got some very good international athletes there. Other races, I guess, that are quite exciting. The men's 100 metres is very exciting. We've got Bori Akinola is lining up.
Yes, and Sean Agibobo, our new national 200 metre record holder.
So we get to see him in both the 100 metres and the 200 metres this evening. So yeah, really a treat for the viewers.
Yes, 2027 I think he ran in Texas a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, he broke Paul Hession's 19-year-old national record. So yeah, what a run from him. And it's interesting because you mentioned the warm weather, and I feel there'll be mixed reviews from the athletes over that. The Irish athletes definitely will not be used to it, but the sprinters will absolutely love it. It'll warm up their muscles and help them run fast. Our national 3K athletes might feel slightly differently about that.
Yes, they might appreciate even a rain shower at this stage anyway, so we're looking at them warming up there on the far side there as they get ready there for the C103 and 96 FM Open 3,000 metres.
Yeah, and it's very exciting for some of these athletes. A lot of these athletes won't have had the chance to compete at a race of this calibre before. So yeah, for them it'll be really exciting to get on the start line and to compete in front of a crowd. And a lot of these athletes will spend quite a bit of time training on this track. So there's something really special about racing on your home track. So yeah, I'm really hoping the athletes enjoy it this evening.
Yeah. So looking at the screen there, we can see some of the athletes who are taking part in those in that 96 FM and C103 3000 metres open men's race. Alan McCutcheon of Dooneen, he was second in the 3000 metre steeplechase last weekend in Tullamore in the under 23 championships. Conor Flaherty at Clonmel, he was a top 10 finisher. James Dillon of Listool, he's the Munster 5000 metre champion. Jack Lagsack of Cork City, he competed in the 800 metres at the weekend in the National Under 23 championships in Tullamore. John Muckewan of Cork Track Club, he's been doing very well in the road race scene locally. So you've Aidan Burke there of Waterford, Tommy Arthur there from Lagan Valley, Rhys Johnson of Denore Harriers, James Gracie of Beachmount Harriers, Niall Shanahan of Umbrew, I think he won that back in this race back in 2019. Ger Sheehan of North Cork, he's running very well recent at the moment, so he had a fantastic time over at the British Milers Club. We've Garrod Long of St. Senans, so he's ran 8:35 recently. We've Dara Mulrooney of Moy Valley, Nisha O'Flaherty of Bandon Athletic Club, he's a former Munster Indoor 3000 metre champion. Adam Nason of Denore Harriers there as well. So it's going to be difficult to commentate. I think we've had 25 athletes at the moment. So Luke Purcell of Nina Olympic, he was 5th at the weekend in the men's 5000 metres under 23. Barry Conway of Ennis Track, so he took part in the 1500 metres at the weekend there. He was leading the race for a while but drifted back there towards the end. King Kelly of St. Finbarrs, the local club, he's a 152 man or sub 152 man there for the 800 metres. We've Lachlan O'Shea of Enriacht, doing quite well there in the road race scene in Kerry, and Owen O'Connor of Leeville Athletic Club here in Cork. So I think he was 5th at the weekend there he was 6th in the under 23 1500 metres at the weekend. So that's a packed field. It's going to be a very exciting race, and that race getting underway in just about 3 minutes. So actually that's Matthew Rossiter there of St. Albans Athletic Club, so he's going clear there at 380. So I'm sorry, I thought he wasn't joining us this evening. He missed the line-up, the introduction to the crowd, but it's good to see him here. He's a very entertaining and very talented athlete. So he saved the day at the National Indoor Championships. Is that we had an accident there when one of the uprights was knocked down, and Matthew Rossiter came to the rescue there as it helped us repair it.
Multi-talented.
No, a very talented athlete too, and actually, well, you mentioned multi-talented, he's a fantastic javelin thrower as well. So that's Owen O'Callaghan there, so fortunately just not getting up high enough to make a decent attempt. So if you log on to Cork City Sports and click on the live results link there, you'll be able to see the live results anyway for the field events and the results there of the track as they happen.
So we have our men's 3,000 metres, and they're lined up on the far side, and because there's so many of them, they're split across 2 start lines. So for the first 100 metres, they'll run in sort of 2 separate packs, one of them in the first inside lanes and the second group in the outside lanes. And then after 100 metres, you'll see that there'll be some cones, and all the athletes will break in to the centre lanes, and then for when they get to the finish line, they'll have 7 laps to go. So it's 7.5 laps with the first 100 metres split.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic problem there. We've a massive entry for this sport, for this race, and I think even a few athletes were disappointed there as they didn't get in. So just 1 or 2 more minutes now to get the start of that race, and that'll be our first track event of the evening, the 96 and C103 men's open 3,000 metres. So this is Fionn Naughton on the pole vault. He's our under 20 men's pole vault champion, so that 3,000 metre start there is going to be delayed a few minutes there, just a technical issue. So 4 metres there, he cleared 4:40 at the weekend, Fionn Naughton of Leevale, to become our under 20 men's pole vault champion. So there's a fantastic amount of technology now behind the Cork City Sports. So we've got electronic timing and backup systems. At the long jump we've got a camera on the board. We also have the electronic distance measurement. Over the hammer competition, that'll be starting at 6:30. And so we've got electronic displacement measurement. So Matthew Rossiter there, St. Albans, going clear at 4 metres. So great character, Matthew Rossiter. So he's part of the St. Albans team there that qualified for the league final a few weeks ago in Templemore, or in Tullamore, sorry. So Shane Power, St. Joseph's Athletic Club in Kilkenny on the runway now in the men's pole vault competition. So some technical issues there, just holding up the start of the 3,000 metres. Hopefully we'll get it underway very shortly.
It'll be interesting for these athletes to see how they deal with standing out in the sun for the start. I know as an athlete, you know, when you're on the start line, you're nervous, you're warm, your heart's beating.
Yeah. Yeah, she have everything timed perfectly. So Shane Power there going comfortably clear of at 4 metres.
Yeah, so for these athletes it'll be about staying as relaxed as possible, trying to stay cool. I don't think there's very much shade over there for them.
No, unfortunately. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, not depending on your perspective. So I'd say they could do with a bit of shelter at the moment. There is a bit of a breeze blowing now.
Yeah, you can see the flags up in the top left corner are moving a little, but as this track goes, I think I'd take this. I've definitely trained on windier tracks.
Yes, indeed. We had the Munster Championships here a month ago, and on the Saturday we were blown out of it, and the Sunday then washed out of it. So I won't complain about the sunshine here today.
I can tell you I've done many a session on this track in gale force wind and lashing rain. So yeah, we're always delighted when it's sunny for the Cork City Sports.
Yeah. So again, if you've a bit of time there, is it please text your friends and family anyway, tell them about the Cork City Sports. Text them www.corkcitysports.ie, and if they want to watch the live stream there they can. If you want to keep an eye on the live results, you can click on the live results link on the Cork City Sports website. So I think it's Joshua Fitzgerald, so of Leevale. So just not getting high enough there. So the Wilton Shopping Centre men's high jump competition will be starting at 6 o'clock. The athletes there just getting ready to warm up. So we have 3 athletes taking part in that event. So Patrick Puchek of Clongriffin Athletic Club in Dublin, Dara Kelly of Crockwell Athletic Club in Galway. So he just won the Under-20 Championships at the weekend. And also taking part then we have David Cusson of Old Abbey Athletic Club, the local club here just out the road from Bishopstown.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching David jump. I've spent a lot of time growing up with him, and I just feel like he's won many a national title over the last couple of years.
No, he's really dominated the event anyway, and so hopefully we'll see him get a good jump today. It's actually the wind is blowing down the track at the moment into the athletes. It'll be behind the high jump athletes. Hopefully that'll head to them. If you want to read out there the participants in the Cork Airport Women's Hammer competition. Yeah,
so this is the big field event of the day. So we've got Margaret Hayden, we've got Mariana Walker, Tara Simpson-Sullivan, Valentina Sava, Irish home favourite Nicola Tuttle. I'm so excited to see her compete. Charlotte Payne, Beatrice Lanano, and of course we have the Olympic champion and double world champion Cameron Rogers. So yeah, the women's hammer is going to be such a treat tonight.
Yes, it's a fantastic field anyway, and great credit there to the organisers of the event anyway to attract such talented athletes. So we very well could see a new meet record there this evening. Obviously we'll be hoping that goes to Nicola Tuttle.
And our men's 3K has just started. They're off. Oh. And as you can see, we've got two groups going around the track. So we've got a group in lane 1 and a group in lane 2. The group in lane 2 starts slightly further forward, so it's not a case they run shorter. It just gives a little bit of space for those athletes before they come together now, so that we minimise collisions and hopefully avoid any fallers.
So I think that might be, is it Nina Olympic there gone into the lead? Is that Luke Purcell there of Nina Olympic? So he's taking control at the moment. Then we have Darren Mulrooney of Moy Valley there, just tucked in behind him. So a big field taking part here. So what tactics do you think they'll adopt here now in this heat?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because in this heat it's hard to run hard from the start, but they seem all ready to after, I would say, a cautious first 150. Yeah, they have put their foot in the gas and they are moving down that back straight, and yeah, the field has already really started to strung out and we already have a gap.
Yeah, Luke Purcell there of Nina Olympics opened up a big gap, so there's a very strong middle distance tradition now in Nina Olympic, so there are a number of athletes there featuring prominently at the national under 20 and under 23 championships at the weekend. But Luke Purcell has opened up a very big gap there after the first 500 metres. Looks like a Leavell athlete there gone up into second place.
And as he comes around now, he has 6 laps to go, so it's very early days in this race. And yeah, the chasing pack doesn't seem too concerned. They are kind of keeping him in their shots and following it through.
Yes, Benleen Smith there of Leavell was in second place there at the bell, but it looks like Ger Sheehan there of North Cork now has got up to second place. They've got Donor Harrier there in third, and then Benleen Smith of Leavell in fourth place. Yeah. So Joshua Fitzgerald there just going clear in the men's pole vault competition. Matthew Rossiter of St Albans Athletic Club will be next to go. So the first 800 metres now done. So there's a big gap there between first and second.
And yeah, I feel like Dur's really woken up that chasing pack and they're even more strung out now and yeah, trying to close that gap.
Yes, it must be very hard to make a race plan with this kind of heat there, and like if your tactic was to go out hard, will that pay off today?
Well, the good news for them is we have our clock back, and that will definitely make their pacing a little easier.
So 2:50 there for the first kilometre.
It's always interesting when you don't have a clock as an athlete because you really have to pace by feel, and sometimes the excitement of the meet kind of gets to you and you go off a little bit fast. So I'm delighted to see them going through that first K in 2:50. I feel like for a lot of these lads, kind of 8:30 is a marker, and that's bang on pace.
Yes, I think the fastest in the field there was 8:25.15. They ran early on this year. Luke Purcell there, that of New Olympic still in control. Ger Sheehan then of North Cork in second, and in third place then I think it's Rhys Johnson of Donor Harriers in Dublin. So he's fourth in the Irish schools. Yes, that gap now between first and second is really closed. So who will be in the lead there when they pass the finishing line? They have 4 laps remaining now. So you can see Fionn Naughton there of Leavell going clear there in the men's pole vault competition. So he did 4:40 there at the weekend, a personal best. So Benleen Smith of Leavell gone up to third place there. Luke Purcell still holding on to first place, and Ger Sheehan of North Cork in second. that picture there, they're heading down the back straight. So you can see the field now well spread out.
Yeah, and the field is really starting to, I guess, catch up in terms of we had really big gaps between first and second and then second and third, but those gaps are closing now, and it'll be interesting to see as those gaps close whether the athletes kind of relax into the pack or whether they panic, or how that changes their race plan.
So as a middle distance athlete, you would have gone into a race like this with a number of different plans, would you?
I would say as an athlete I only ever had one plan, and that was to sit and kick. You would never see me at the front of the race, so I am really impressed with these guys taking it out hard from the start.
Yes, fair play to Luke Purcell there, leading it out now. 3 laps remaining. Ger Sheehan there of North Cork in second place, then Benleen Smith is in third. So just over a kilometre left now. It'll be interesting to see what their 2k time is. So Ger Sheehan now has made a move, and he's gone into the lead there as they get ready to enter their final kilometre. So 5:44, 5:45.
So yeah, 5:46 I would say, so slightly slowed relative to that first kilometre, probably at 56 that time. But yeah, I suspect we're about to have a race in our hands, and usually when that happens, you're in for a faster finish, so it'll be exciting to see how quickly these guys can run this evening.
So Ger Sheehan and North Cork now in the lead. I was going to say in control, but that might be a bit brave. So Benleen Smith then of Leeville in second place. I think it might be. So I'm struggling there to see the number there of the athlete in third place, but the field now is really packed up in front at the moment. It could be anybody's race. So Joshua Fitzgerald there of Leeville going clear in the men's pole vault competition.
Yeah, we're down to 4 now in the men's 3k. Luke Purcell probably paying the price for that fast solo first K.
Yeah, so Luke Purcell there is out of picture, but he's currently in 5th place, so not completely out of it, but that gap now between 4th and 5th starting to open up a bit.
So at the moment Ger Sheehan's still out in front. He's had a great couple of weeks of running. He had a great run in the Ballintotis 4 mile, but it's really great to see him here on track. Benleen Smith sitting on his shoulder, but yeah, honestly you could throw a blanket over the first 4.
Yeah, so they're taking the bell now, so it's Leeville and North Cork battling out for the lead. So Benleen Smith I think was third in this event last year. He medalled in the indoors in the under 20 in 2022. Ger Sheehan there just holding on to 300 metres to go. It's extremely tight. Benleen Smith now is making a move. There's daylight now between first and second. Yeah, but Ger Sheehan is not giving up anyway. Benleen, 200 metres to go.
No, as soon as one of them makes a move, there's immediately someone tracking it.
Yes, I think there's a big move there now.
And yeah, they're really starting to open their strides up now. It's everything they can give down the home straight.
Yeah, so a great tactical race. These athletes are in 3rd and 4th there when they came through. So that's Gerard Long there of St. Senan's Athletic Club. So a late addition to the field. Yes, you're on 8:35 the Milers Club meeting in Clonmel back in May. So well done to Gerard Long of St. Senan's Athletic Club in Kilkenny. So a very tactical race.
And it was great to see Luke Purcell coming through actually there for 4th. Ahead of Ger Sheehan, having done much of the early leading.
Yeah, that's good. No, we need our brave runners to make the race entertaining anyway. So that's good to hear for Luke Purcell. So he had a good run too at the weekend. Like he was 5th in the 5k, so that probably was still in his legs. So that 5k was run on Sunday. can see the battle there going on there down the home straight. Garrod Long, of St. Senan's Athletic Club in second place there, but he stayed strong.
Yeah, and battling into that slight headwind down the finishing straight after 7.5 laps. Great running from these boys.
Yeah, no, fantastic running there, and you'll be able to see the full result there on corkcitysports.ie. So clapping there in the background there is some more athletes there just coming up to the finishing line in that 3,000 metres. So that's Lachlan O'Shea of Inreacht Athletic Club. So we're looking at the infield now, since they're just as they come into the home straight there.
Yes.
Long there. Yes.
A very decisive move, that last 120, where you just open the tank and give it everything you have. And it's interesting to see Luke Purcell also finding that extra gear coming down the home straight, catching Jershey, and they did a lot of the running between the two of them, coming in 4th and 5th.
Yeah, no, it is fantastic running. So the middle distance anyway, it is, I suppose, like a game of chess. So the Owen O'Connor there of Leevale was our second man home, and Ben Lean Smith was our third man home, another Leevale man. So a Leevale 2 and 3 in that race. Garrod Long then of St. Senan's taking first place. So our next event on the track will be the juvenile 600 metre races. That event then sponsored by the Cork County Athletics Board. So that's David Cusson there warming up for the Wilton Shopping Centre men's high jump competition.
It's crazy when you see, how high they're jumping for the warm up. It really is quite an impressive event.
No, and David Cusson is a very impressive athlete there, so he's been dominant in the men's high jump there for so long. On the screen at the moment we've got Joshua O'Connor of Leevale Athletic Club. He's next to go in the men's pole vault competition. So a good clearance there by Joshua Fitzgerald. So that was at 4:10. So on the girls under 13 600 metres, so these athletes there, most of them are 12 years old. We've Priva O'Reilly of Liscarroll Athletic Club, Eve McGovern of Middleton Athletic Club, Cleona Collins of Carrick-Navarre Athletic Club, Ruth Halloran of St. Catherine's Athletic Club, Louise Tuig of Blarney and Ascara, Lily Power of Riverstick and Sale, Anya Nivrin of West Muskerry, and Thea Kinnerk of Carrigaline Roadrunners. So that's the Cork County Athletics Board under 13 girls 600 metres. So also taking part in that race we've Megan Curran of Belgooly Athletic Club, Emma Wang Casey of Leevale, Orla Lyne of North Cork Athletic Club, and Isla Healy of Toker, and Faraday Mohammed of Cork City AC. So good mix there from all the Cork clubs.
Yeah, it's also a fantastic opportunity for these girls to get to race in a meet like this. When I was this age, we didn't do a 600, we did a schools relay, but I can tell you I have pictures of it and I remember it fondly, and it definitely kind of sowed a seed for me to want to come back here as a junior and then a senior athlete to compete. So who knows, some of these girls could be gracing our senior start lines in a few years' time.
Yes, no, hopefully they'll leave today now with good memories and we'll see them back in the future. There's the presentation there for our first event of the evening, the 96 FM and C103 men's 3,000 metres. So Ben Lean Smith there taking third place for Leevale. So Owen O'Connor there of Leevale taking the silver medal. And well done then to Garrod Long of St. Senan's Athletic Club in Kilkenny, our winner of the Cork 96 FM and C103 men's open 3,000 metres. So this is Fionn Naughton of Leevale. Going clear there at 4 metres 20. He did 4:40 there on Sunday. Garrod Long there, St. Senan's taking first place in a time of 8:31.46. Owen O'Connor 8:32.18, and Ben Lean Smith of Leevale 8:34.08. Luke Purcell, who did a lot of the hard work earlier on in the race, 8:35.54 in 4th place. George Sheehan of North Cork then, who also led the race for a while, 8:38.04. So if you want to see the full results, anyway, log on to corkcitysports.ie. If you click on the live results, you'll be able to see all the results there. So this is Dara Kelly of Crockwell Athletic Club. So our under 20 men's high jump champion, national champion. So 193 he cleared at the weekend, that Sunday to be exact, to win that title. I think he got it on his second attempt. This is Shane Power of St. Joseph's Athletic Club in Kilkenny. So ever so close there, that bar at 4:20. So that's an incredible height there. It's Patrick Puchek of Clongriffin Athletic Club, silver medalist at the under 20 high jump championships at the weekend in Tullamore. So looking forward to the sprint events this evening. Which do you think will be the most exciting race, Louise?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Sean run in the men's 200 after his national record in Texas. That's really one to watch.
Indeed. So that's Margaret Hayden, I think, of Tala Athletic Club. She's a second Irish athlete there involved in that women's hammer competition. The women's 200 metres too will be very interesting from an Irish perspective.
It will. Sophie Becker is on the start line. I'm looking forward to seeing how fast she can run.
Yes, and Rachel McCann then outside her. It'll be a fascinating race too. There's a number of other Irish athletes there who will be well able to put it up. So this is the under 13 girls 600 metres. Emma Wang Casey of Leeville setting off very fast. So these athletes start in the curved line, so they cut in straight away.
And then, when they come around to this finish line, it's only one lap after that. So, the 600s is an interesting event. I guess it's kind of like the equivalent of an 800 for this age group. But it's a tricky one to pass. But she has gone to pace, but she has gone off fast. And there is a big gap between her and the rest of this field.
There's a very big gap there. And I think I've seen her name pop up in the results before. She's an experienced athlete. I think we have Isla Healy then of Toker Athletic Club, looks to be in second place. So over halfway now, Emma Wang Casey, she's really ran away with that race.
Yeah, she must have 60 metre gap on the rest of the field now, and she does not look like she's misplaced this. She looks very comfortable coming around. So that's through in 400 metres. So 200 metres left to go. She'll come around the bend now, and looking at those flags, there's not a lot of wind now. So hopefully the home straight will be kind to her, because this is a very impressive gun to tape individual performance from her. But we have some action a little further back in the field.
Yes, it looks like second and third there. There's a great battle going on. So I think it's Queeve O'Reilly of Liscar maybe battling out with Isla Healy of Toker Athletic Club. But Emma Wang Casey now in the lead coming down the home straight.
Yeah, and the stand has really got behind her. You can really hear the noise. So, what an impressive run from her. She's tying up a little bit now, but gun to tape. That is a very impressive solo run.
Yes, and Isla Healy there, I think, of Toker coming through there for second place. And we have a Blarney and a Scar athlete there coming through for third. That's Louise Tuig. So North Cork coming through, St. Catherine's.
And a real battle
River
for the line.
Sale, West Musgraves coming through, Carrickline Roadrunners, Carrick Navarre, Middleton, Liscar and Belgooley. So well done to everyone who took part in that race. So if the boys race now coming up very shortly. So another clearance there in the men's pole vault competition. So Emma Wang Casey there of Leeville tying up slightly coming up to the finishing line, but very impressive running for this young athlete. So hopefully she'll stay happy and healthy, and she's a good future ahead of her in athletics. And you see Isla then from Toker battling it out with Louise Tuig of Blarney and Ascara then for the second place. So they did a great battle there. They were chopping and changing places throughout the race. So he's Shane Power of St. Joseph's Athletic Club in Kilkenny on the runway. So just catching it again there on the way up. So the bar at 4:20. This is Patrick Puchek of Clongriffin. So he's going comfortably clear there.
It'll be an interesting battle in this men's high jump. We've mentioned how dominant David Cusson has been over the last couple of years, but I feel between Dara and Patrick there'll be another head-to-head.
Yes, at the weekend anyway. Patrick looks set to take the title anyway, but is it on the second attempt at 193? Dara Kelly got it. So Olivia Delicate of Carrickline Roadrunners taking part in the boys under 13 race. We have Auden Banbury, Alfie Cummins of Great Island Athletics, Tim Hurley of Middleton, Owen Rice, Clonakilty, AJ O'Mahony, Blarney Scarra, Nathan Canty of West Musgrave, John Tighe of Toker, Dara Quinlan, Carricknavar, and Gary Batt of Youghal Athletic Club.
And I'd say a similarly fast start in this boys 600 metres.
Yes, so Banbury there of Leevale. So he must have been watching the first race, or is it the same trainer as Amy Wank Casey anyway? He's taking the lead very early on.
Yeah, coming through 200 in about 30 seconds, so a very fast start.
Yeah, great running. So
and yeah, it's interesting, down the back straight I thought he was struggling. He's spending quite a bit of time looking behind him, but his legs keep moving and he keeps moving forward, and right now to me that gap isn't shrinking. So no. Yeah, as he comes around to 400 metres in 64 seconds, 65 seconds. So
yeah, second place then we've Alfie Cummins of Great Island Athletics. So he medalled at the Munster Juvenile Combined events here back in June. So Great Island Athletics, one of the newest athletic clubs in Cork. And in third place there looks like Luke Robertson of North Cork Athletic Club.
And I feel like his coach might need to have a word with him. I've never seen an athlete turn around so many times in my life. But it is, coming up to this finish, he seems to be tying up slightly. Could he be caught in the line? I think he'll just hold on.
Oh, you'd wonder, was there more in the tank the way he was looking back behind him. So well done to Auden Banbury of Leevale, winner of the boys under 13 600 metre races. It looks like Alfie Cummins of Great Island Athletics has taken second place, and Luke Robertson of North Cork was third home. So the men's high jump, the bar now is at 1 metre 90. So Patrick Puchek and Dara Kelly cleared 190 at the weekend. So the results there, the under 13 girls 600 metres sponsored by the Cork County Athletics Board. Emma Wang Casey of Leevale, winner in 1:43.24. Isla Healy of Toker 1:50.26, and Louise Tuig of Blarney and Ascara 1:50.81.
And just to put into perspective how fast Emma's time is, it's pretty much bang on what the boys 600 was running.
Yes, and she ran that without anyone really chasing her down. So it's very impressive running. So they're all getting a presentation there, the under 13 girls. So well done there to Shane Power, going clear at 4 metres 20. So the bar will be going up again. So the Riverlea Hotel Junior Men's 1500 metres is our next race. So a packed field. So we've Cian Manning of Leevale, Ben O'Reilly Murphy of Cork City, Noel Canan, West Musgrave, Jack Ford, Cork City, Liam Neville of West Musgrave, Luke Merrigan of Leevale, Dara Whelan of Limerick Athletic Club. He'll be an interesting man to watch. He's setting numerous records there at juvenile competitions from county all the way up to national level. We've Conor Minogue of Cork City. So they're the first few athletes. So they're just moving the start now for the men's 1500 metres. The athletes running down the back straight there. Finn Yore of West Musgrave, Andrew Hines of Toker Athletic Club, Matthew O'Mahony, Cork City, Fionn Buckley of Cork City, And then we've Ronan O'Neill of West Musgrave, Declan Maloney, Cork City, Noel Commons, Sean O'Connell of Cork City, Liam O'Driscoll of Leevale Athletic Club, Senan Lynch of Cork City, Stephen O'Hara of Waterford, Dylan McGuigan of Dunor Harriers, Conor Looney of Cork City, and Daniel Golden of Leevale Athletic Club. So that's the Riverlea Hotel Junior Men's or Under 20 Men's 1500 metres. So we see there the Under 13 boys getting their top three, getting their trophies there.
And yeah, we had Auden Bambury from Leevale AC winning that in 1:43.33. Nearly caught by Alfie Cummins from Great Island Athletics AC in 1:44.02, and Luke Robertson rounding up the podium from North Cork in 1:48.67. So yeah, I would say two quite exciting under 13 600s there.
Indeed. So all the young athletes now are going over and getting certificates now for participation for their taking part in that 600 metres. So it's Matthew Roster there, St Albans, so running through there. The bar now gone up to 4 metres 30. So this will be on the edge there of most of the athletes' ability, but hopefully we'll see them all go over. So the women's hammer competition sponsored by Cork Airport will be getting underway shortly. So they're well into their warm-up throws now. So just before the start of the men's 1500 junior men's 1500 metres, we have the national anthem. So we'll see a bit of silence now. So you can see now the wind has picked up a small bit there. The flags there starting to straighten out where they're at wind, but in front of the stand there, looking at the windsock by the men's by the long jump, but the men will be jumping there shortly. It's only blowing very lightly. This is Shane Power of St Joseph's Athletic Club on the pole vault runway. So under 20 men there just started their 1500 metres. So a big field here.
Yeah, you can see them really kind of going out quickly and jostling for position in a field this big. It's kind of important where you end up.
Yeah, it's only 3 3/4 laps to get it right. So it looks like Cork City leading at the moment, then Leevale 2 and 3. So that's Dara Kelly there of Crockwell in the men's high jump competition.
I think he's knocking 190. Patrick's already made it over, so yeah, he's under a bit of pressure to clear that.
I think he got 190 in his third attempt at the weekend. So Matthew Mahoney there of Cork City got into an early lead. So I'm in track there by 2 Leevale athletes. Field starting to spread out a bit. So Andrew Hines there of Toker moving up through the field. So he's gone up into 4th place now, battling out there. So that's the first 500 metres there, 124, 125. Coming into the home straight now. When they pass the finishing line, they'll have 2 laps to go.
1:37 through 600 there, so roughly on 4 minute 1500 metre pace.
Yeah, so it's Cork City, Lee Vale, and then in fourth place I think Lee Vale in 2 and 3, and fourth place then Toker Athletic Club.
2:08 through 800, so two pretty even 64 seconds, spot on 4 minute pace. And yeah, everyone else seems pretty happy to sit in behind and let him do the work.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have the lead changing now with 600 metres to go. So it's Luke Merrigan of Leeville there. He's third in this event last year. He's gone into the lead now. 500 metres to go, 2:41, 2:42.
And I think we have Dara's final attempt at 190.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see him get it. So unfortunately not today. So Luke Merrigan in the lead, and then we've Dara Whelan of Limerick Athletic Club there tucked in behind him, a very exciting talent. And then we have Matthew Mahoney then of Cork City in third, Andrew Hines of Toker Athletic Club in fourth. So that's Fionn Naughton there going clear at 4:30 in the men's pole vault competition. So good jumping there by our national under-20 men's pole vault champion. So Merrigan there now comfortably in the lead, 200 metres to go. He's injected even more pace. So the second half of the race will definitely be faster than the first half.
Yeah, his long stride is absolutely gobbling up the ground in front of him, and yeah, that gap behind him is only growing. He looks really nice now.
So he's coming down the home straight now. So he'll be well under the 4 minutes now when he crosses the finishing line. So well done to Luke Merrigan of Leevale.
Yeah, very strong second half for him, and going all the way through the line to dip just under 4.
And there's Neil Barrett then of Cork City coming up for second place. And I think Andrew Hines then third, Dara Whelan there of Limerick going up to fourth place. He's a young under-20 athlete for this category anyway, so you'll see plenty more great running from him. So a very comfortable stride there, isn't it, Louise?
Yeah, he looked so easy. It was only in the last kind of 50 metres he started looking around, and to be honest, when an athlete does that, I always get nervous because yeah, as soon as you kind of are focusing more on the people behind you, that's when danger starts. But yeah, he had a bit of space to still hold on to that win.
Neil Barrett there, Cork City taking second place. Oh, Patrick Puchek there.
I think that's him knocking 193. It's interesting because the battle, I guess, between Patrick and Dara. So Dara came up out on top to win the under-20 title with a 193 PB last weekend. But yeah, Patrick's the one left in the competition this week. So it's crazy how, a couple of days and the order is flipped. But isn't it wonderful to have that level of competition in Irish high jumping? That on a given week you don't necessarily know who's going to end up on top, and that's really what forces these kind of athletes to raise their game and bring them to the next level.
Yes, I can get very tactical too there as athletes skip heights. So it's 195 there for Patrick Puchek. So Shane Power there going clear at 4:30. So our next event on the track will be the MTU under-20 women's 800 metres at 6:30. Then we have the Leisureworld Cork Sports Partnership 100 men's Ambulant at 18:30 at the Cork Airport women's hammer competition, the highlight event of the evening in my opinion. That'll be starting at 6:30. They're nearly finished their warm-up. 20 to 7 we have the Cork City Council 100 metres for the Special Olympics. That's a new event. So unfortunately the men's 100 metres, that's only going to be one race now, and that race will be run off at 7 o'clock. That'll be followed then by the men's 100 metres. So an action-packed evening, and we're going all the way up to 9 o'clock this evening.
And is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to? Any athletes you're hoping to see compete?
I suppose the hammer competition there is that I think we really could see the meet record fall this evening. But is that all the events there are interesting, like as the men's high jump, even though the field might be small, it's a fascinating competition there. Patrick Puchek, silver medalist at the weekend, is it doing better than the gold medalist just a few days ago, as you mentioned there. It is brilliant to see them athletes kind of bouncing off each other. This women's under 800 metres, sponsored by the Munster Technical University, will be very interesting too. Freya O'Carroll of Raheny Shamrocks, wearing number 1, is taking part. She was third in the 800 metres at the weekend.
Yeah, and it was a great run from her. She ran a 2:09 PB, I think, and yeah, for a junior athlete to break below that 2:10 barrier, that's some feat, so I'll definitely be watching her this evening.
Yeah, just to run quickly through the athletes taking part in that event, be Freya O'Carroll of Raheny Shamrock wearing number 1, Ciara Delaney of Skibbereen, she was 5th in this event last year, Lena Sexton of Cork City AC, Elsa Ryan of Cork City AC, Saib Cronin of Middleton, Megan Withers of North Cork, Emily Cronin of West Musgrave, Saoirse Toomey of West Musgrave, she was 3rd in the 5k at the under 20s the weekend. We've Fern Milan of West Musgrave, Siobhan Ivrian of West Musgrave, 2nd in the Munster under 18 3000 metres, Sarah Neville of West Musgrave, Rebecca O'Neill of West Musgrave, Anya Duff of West Musgrave, so a big entry there from West Musgrave. And we've Lauren Dinan of Leeville Athletic Club, she was 4th in the under 20 indoors 800 metres, and she's the Munster under 19 800 metre champion. So it might be Freya O'Carroll and Lauren Dinan might be the athletes to watch in this race.
So yeah, this 800 metres will be 2 laps, and as you can see, the athletes are starting in lanes, and they stay in lanes for the first 120 metres, so that is around the bend where there is a green line and sometimes half tennis balls, and at that point they cut into the inside and then they run the remaining 700 odd metres in lane 1.
So the participants in the Cork Airport Women's Hammer competition are lining up. They'll be introduced shortly. So this is the under 20 women's 800 metres, sponsored by the Munster Technical University.
And yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Freya sticks around from the start, or if she goes from the gun, but she definitely looks to have gone out quickly as the athletes hit the brake here and break into lane 1, and then probably settle a bit and go from there.
Yes, it looks like Freya O'Carroll there going to an early lead. Lauren Dinan of Evil in 2nd place, and in 3rd place then Ciara Delaney of Skibbereen. So she was 5th last year with the West Musgrave athletes.
So yeah, coming through 200 in 32 seconds is in and about PB pace for Freya. So yeah, it'll be a hard front running experience for her, and a great opportunity for the other athletes to kind of, I guess, hang on.
Yeah, Lauren Dinan has run 2:14.04, so she certainly will be able to put it up to Freya O'Carroll. Indeed, the field isn't staying very far behind, so you can see there in the screen as well, we are introducing the participants in the Cork Airport Women's Hammer competition.
And yeah, this is such an impressive hammer field. We've said it before, but we have the Olympic and double world champion Cameron Rogers throwing with us today, which is, yeah, honestly, it's going to be a privilege to watch.
Indeed, it's wonderful to get athletes of that calibre to the Cork City Sports. So you must remember in 1984, Yuri Sedik there setting the world record in the hammer competition. So it's great to see we can still attract world champions and Olympic champions to the Cork City Sports. As
the junior girls go down the back straight, there's three of them quite close together. Freya still out the front, pushing the pace, going through 600 and 142. But yeah, still very much 3 of them there, so it's going to be an exciting last 150.
Yeah, in 3rd place there we've Saoirse Toomey of West Musgrave. She's 3rd in the 5,000 metres under 20 at the weekend, so that must still be in her legs, but she's not showing any signs of it as they come down the home straight now. So Freya O'Carroll there, Lauren Dinan trying to move up on her shoulder. Saoirse Toomey, West Musgrave then in 3rd place, but Freya O'Carroll there, she's got the strength.
And I think Saoirse Toomey just coming through for 2nd.
Yes, that was great running by her there, and considering she'd run a 5,000 metres just on Sunday. Ciara Delaney there coming through, so she was 5th last year, 4th this year. So more of the West Musgrave athletes coming through in Middleton. That's Saib Cronin, and the Cork City athletes coming up to the finishing line there. So great mix of athletes in this MTU
I think over at the high jump we've just watched David Cussin's first jump. So yeah, straight over 2 metres, he means business.
Oh, he makes it look effortless, doesn't he? But it is a massive amount of training and talent required to do that.
Yeah, and it's really great to see David competing. As we say, he's kind of been very dominant in the national scene over the last couple of years.
Yes, the National Senior Championships are taking place at the end of the month, so hopefully we'll wish him the best of luck there. So these are the results of the Riverlea Hotel 1500 metres junior men's race. Luke Merrigan of Leeville, the winner in 3:58.57. Neil Barrett of Cork City, second in 3:59.87. And Andrew Hines of Torque Athletic Club, 4:02.86 in third place. Again, if you want to see the results of today's championships, corkcitysports.ie. Click on the live results there, you can see all the results. So the big cheer in the background there was Nicola Tuthill.
Yeah, the home crowd is definitely behind her this evening.
Yes, there'll be a bit of bias there, all right, anyway, but there's a very talented athlete. She's the 4th ranked athlete based on personal bests in this hammer competition this evening.
And yeah, this final athlete here, this is Cameron Rogers. She is the Olympic champion. She is the double world champion. And yeah, she's been introduced to the crowd.
Yes, the meet record is just over 73 metres, so she might very well is to take that this evening. So a brand new hammer cage at the MTU anyway for this event.
So yeah, we've got Margaret Hayden from Ireland, we've got Mariana Walker from Chile, we've got Tara Simpson-Sullivan, who's come from us from Great Britain, Valentina Sava from Cyprus, we've got home favourite Nicola Tuthill, we've got Charlotte Payne also from Britain, and we've got Norway and Cameron Rogers from Canada, the Olympic champion.
So that a very exciting competition will be getting underway very shortly. So if you stay on the corkcitysports.ie website, if you click in there on the live results there, you'll be able to see see what the scores are. So our next event on the track will be the 100 metres Paramin Ambulant, sponsored by Leisureworld. So we have Frank Brennan of Emo Rath, Charlie Byrne of UCD Athletics Club, Aaron Floody Boyle of Emo Rath, Alex Lee of Galway City Harriers, Damon Moyles of Moy Valley Athletic Club, Cathal Ryan of West Muskerry, Fionn Rowan of Moy Valley Athletic Club in Mayo, and Ardal Sheedy of Dunor Harriers.
And yeah, we're just looking at the podium for that junior women's 800 metres, which was actually quite a tight finish in the end, so very impressive running from the three of them.
Yes, Saoirse Toomey had a fantastic run there, is it getting up to second place in the end anyway, and that's after 5k on Sunday. Lauren Dinan there of Leeville was third, and our winner was Freya O'Carroll of Raheny Shamox, 2:14.10. Saoirse Toomey of West Muskerry, 2:14.74, and Lauren Dinan 2:15 even. And Ciara Delaney then of Skibbereen came fourth. She was fifth in this event last year.
Sorry, we have just watched Patrick clear his third attempt at 2 metres. He cleared 1:95 in his second attempt, but sailing over 2 metres is a big jump from him.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, no, he's been knocking on that door for a while anyway, so it's fantastic. Now he's got that this evening. It's actually ideal conditions now for the high jump. The wind is behind the athletes. It's nice and warm. So this is the 100 metres Paramin Ambulant competition, sponsored by Leisureworld. So I think Fionn Rowan of Moy Valley was the winner of this event last year. Cathal Ryan of West Muskerry has featured prominently too in this event.
And just looking at Patrick celebrating with what looks like his family and friends, 2 metres to clear that immense high jump, what a marker. I think he came in with a PB of 1:96. And to have the kind of disappointment, I guess, for him at the weekend, and then to come back 3-4 days later and jump a big personal best, and to hit that 2 metre mark is huge.
No, that's brilliant. There's Shane Power there of St. Joseph's just going clear there in the men's pole vault competition. Yes, we see there Patrick Puchek there celebrating with his family. It's a big achievement anyway, getting over 2 metres. So hopefully now is the senior championships coming up there at the end of the month, so hopefully he'll keep that form. So away first time, so the 100 metres there, so there's different categories in here, so some of the difficulties there with coordination, but coming through there very strongly was Fionn Rowan of Moy Valley in lane 7, Cathal Ryan there, West Muskerry, putting it up 10-2, so we'll get that result there confirmed very shortly. 11.65, the wind is against the athletes there, minus 1.8 metres per second, so hopefully that'll die down a small bit. The forecast was for the wind to come more from the north later on this evening, so they'll be behind the athletes. So Cathal Ryan there in the lead, of West Muskerry in the lead there in lane 6 earlier on, but Fionn Rowan going through very strongly. So Fionn Rowan there, Alex Lee of Galway City Harriers also running well. This is Fionn Naughton of Leevale. .440, so I think that's what he jumped at the weekend, so hopefully we'll see him go higher now shortly.
And yeah, that's his first attempt at 203, I think, that he's just knocked, or 205 maybe.
Yeah, he never kind of got over it, so he's 2 more attempts at that height.
Yeah, we have our first throw now in the women's hammer competition.
So expect the athletes there to be conservative there in the first 3 rounds of the hammer. So and then the last 3 rounds, once they get a mark, they'll really go for it there. So you can expect to see the cage shake there as they go slightly off, or sector fouls there as they really go for it. So there's, I think, Marianne Walker there. So she had a foul. So Tara Simpson-Sullivan there next to go in the women's hammer competition. So just coming up there, you'll see the results of the men's Ambulant competition, sponsored by the Leisureworld. So that should be coming up there shortly. So well done to Fionn Rowan of Moy Valley Athletic Club in Mayo. So 11.65, the unofficial winning time. Cathal Ryan of West Muskerry, 11.68, and Alex Lee of Galway City Harriers was in third place with 12.12. So again, the wind minus 1.8 metres per second. So Shane Power there, just catching the pole vault, the bar now at 4 metres 50.
So starting us for our Special Olympics Cork City Council 100 metres coming right up. I am Gerard O'Donnell, joined by Cathal Dennehy for the evening now, as the main programme is just getting underway. You see that women's hammer throw kicking off. But Sandra Dempsey, just got the start list once again for you. But that, you see the hometown favourite here, Cathal Nicola Tuttle. She's in her UCD singlet, but the Bandon lady, after her first throw, we'll get a replay of that.
It's still yellow, Ger, the best.
That's all that matters.
One of the Ad Astra students, I believe, UCD.
Of course, the results, sorry, Cathal, you can be found if you go to the Cork City Sports website. It's the easiest way to get to your live results, or if you want the whole details, it's live.munsterathletics.com/CCS/menu. So you see the men's pole vault, and we'll be straight back over to that. Truly world-class international competition in the hammer. There's clearance at 450 there in the pole vault.
This is Charlotte Payne of Great Britain, her first throw. And out that one goes to a very unofficial 60-something metres. I'm not going to try to estimate that one, but we have great action coming your way over the next 2.5 hours or so. As Ger said, highlighted by this truly world-class women's hammer throw competition featuring Cameron Rogers, who's won the last 3 global titles.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Padraig and Louise, who've got us started here earlier today and have done such a great job so far on the programme. And you can see now that international programme kicking off from 10 to 7. We're back over to Patrick in the high jump here. He went over a PB of 2 metres previous attempts, but it's not to be on this one. So a big day for him, a breakthrough performance. Clearing that 2 metres is always a good
This is Beatrice Liano.
Beatrice Liano of Norway.
Yeah, she's one of the big contenders for that. As we said, truly world-class women's hammer. She threw a national record of 73.21 just last month in Athens. And Beatrice Liano was the second longest thrower in that competition, behind, of course, Cameron Rogers, who will be next into the circle. And what a privilege it will be to have the 2-time world champion and indeed reigning Olympic champion into the hammer circle. Cameron Rogers, who is 27-year-old. There is Cameron Rogers.
Into the cage on that first attempt. The 2-time world and the reigning Olympic champion. Number 2 all time. Just behind Anita Roderchuk, who was defeated by Nicola Tuttle in her last competition where Nicola threw that personal best call. So
goes home devastated.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't a very long journey because it was in Poland.
It was
and
indeed.
she is Polish.
On her home turf.
She is the GOAT, Anita Vladarchuk. But
Margaret Hayden is back into the hammer throw, I think. Be her second attempt. Yeah, it is indeed. Margaret, so 60-23 in round 1. And it is a clean throw. Doesn't quite reach the 60-metre mark. So there'll be no improvement for her, but early days in that hammer throw competition, as I said.
it is early days. We will have 6 rounds. Back for a bit of pole vault action. Bar still at 450.
That's the Ambulant men's 100 metres is the UCD winner there in that one. Our Special Olympics 100 metre women's race is up next on track. The last of the pre-programmed events is Mariana Walker of Chile. Takes her second attempt to foul in the first one, and that looks to be maybe outside the sector.
Love the way you pronounced Chile there, Ger.
Chile. It is being measured, so that is going to be a throw clear of 61 or 62 metres for the Chilean. The results of that presentation that you just saw on the podium, with Fionn Ruan taking the win, Cathal Ryan in second, and Alex Lee with the bronze here, the man of Galway City Harriers. It's great running for all those lads there today.
Louise Shanahan forgot her sunglasses, which we would have sold on eBay, Louise.
Certainly.
They're definitely designer. But great job, Louise. And we have a race off here. It is indeed the 100 metres in the...
Yes, our Special Olympics women's 100 metres race is away.
And they're coming down towards the finish. 15 seconds on the clock. It's going to be about 18 seconds. It is the athlete in lane number 5 who comes home in front. That is Sinead Kingston of Limerick City Special Olympics Club. Well done, Sinead. She is absolutely delighted with that. Absolutely. 2 fists in the air. That's a real... When Alan Shearer scored a screamer, that was the only way you got that. It was you used the one hand up, but that was a screamer of a run there from Sinead. You can see right there in the middle. She is driving those arms, pumping the knees from early on in the race, and got out very well and held on to that lead all the way through. So it's great to see full field of 8 ladies in that one. We had Sandra Dempsey, Jessica Nicholson, Aisling Nolan, Shauna Griffin, Sinead, our champion, Ciara Deneen, Emma Griffin and Martina McCarthy. And it looked like Shauna Griffin, I think, coming through for second from the Shannon Flyers Special Olympics Club, and then it looked like Emma Griffin back in third, also of the Limerick City Special Olympics Club. Well done to all the ladies in that 100 metres. Next up on track, it will be the women's 100 metres, which will be coming up at 7 p.m, I think. Yeah, 7 p.m. on the dot. Here's David Cusson in the high jump, so he's been the 2:08 and he just brushes it off with his backside. So David has been the leading light in the men's high jump the last number of years. Back over to Nicola in the hammer with a huge throw, looks to be clear of 70 metres. And a reminder, Nicola Tuttle's personal best 72.73 just last month in Poznan. The Irish record 73.21, and we'll be waiting with bated breath, as indeed she will, to see what that mark was. It's definitely over 70. It's probably 72-ish. 72.73 her best. Load up the live results here, waiting for that mark from Nicola Tuttle. Get yourself onto corkcitysports.ie. You can find the link to those live results yourself to track those field events especially. And there is Nicola taking that throw. Yeah, what a talent she is. Still only 22 years old. She's been on the global senior stage for a few years now already, of course, an Olympian in Paris. As we see Charlotte Payne next into the circle. She lets fly. That goes beyond 70 as well. And Charlotte Payne, that's no surprise. She's also a 72 metre thrower this year. So it looks to be in very similar territory. Yeah, Charlotte was 4th here last year, but is in much better form at the moment. She's in PB shape, or just off it. She'll be preparing for Commonwealth Games coming up. And we see, as you said, Cathal, that first track event of the main programme, that women's 100 metres. We will have a good bit of Irish interest in this, as well as Great Britain with Katie Bergen, Molly Scott, Joy Eze, Mabel Akande, Aliyah Simmons, Ciara Neville, Sarah Leahy and Amanda Obigiaku. The only athlete outside of the British Isles, the Italian, who is based in the States, and GB for most of her time represents Italy. And I do see, not to spoil it or anything, a clearance in the high jump there from David Cusson in the background. And I can tell you that Nicola Tuttle has thrown 72.32 in the second round of that women's hammer to swoop into the lead on home turf. This is her track, or field, and she is certainly defending it well. But of course, Cameron Rogers, world champion, Olympic champion, fouled her first attempt. She'll soon be headed into that circle. And we will get a glimpse of that men's high jump of David Cusson. And a lovely clearance there at 2:08. So I think he is the only man left in the field. So it'll be up to himself where he wants to go next with that one. He'll be deciding what he wants to go to next. Presentation time in the women's Special Olympic 100 metres. And we have all 8 women trackside, and we're back to the women's hammer. Next up in the circle, it's Beatrice Liano, yes. Let's be just shy of that 70 metre mark, so around the 69 flat or so. 10 years ago, Ger, she was world under 20 champion. Indeed. 9 national titles in Norway.
has set that national record this year, though, so it is like that. It's always great to see, especially for athletes this year heading off to Oregon. You know, if you're doing the business there, it's a longevity sport. Keep yourself involved and see where you end up.
I was at the World Under-20s in 2016, Ger, in Bidgosh, and you know what happened in the hammer? Maybe it was Beatrice Liano. I bet you she knows what happened. Someone threw it through the cage. It ricocheted out through the netting, landed on a desk that an official was sitting at, went through the desk, broke the official's foot. They drove an ambulance out onto the track. Anyway, let's not talk about
that'd be a foul, wouldn't it?
Because world and Olympic champion Cameron Rogers is back in the circle. Foul on her first attempt. This looks like a safe throw, and it is a big throw. That's over 75, I think.
Yeah.
That is a big one. That might be up towards 78 metres, maybe even. Just looking off the naked eye there, we'll wait for the official measurement, but Cameron Rogers has stamped her superiority over this field. Of course, we all expected her to take victory here, and she's well on her way to doing that. No one in the field has ever thrown that distance before in a hammer competition. Let's get a replay at this superstar of global throwing, Cameron Rogers, 27 years old, 81.13 in Austin, Texas earlier this year. Goes second on the all-time list.
Yeah, launches that one to
76.16 it is for Cameron Rogers. So she obviously swoops to the front of this, and we see Margaret Hayden next into the circle.
It's going to take a 3-metre personal best from anybody else in this field to get near Cameron, so she'll be able to let loose a little bit now after most likely, barring some sort of magic from those behind her, securing the win in round 2. So hopefully we can see something really, really special from her in the next 4 throws.
George, you know who won the next World Under-20 title after Beatrice Liano?
Was it Cameron Rogers?
It was! I didn't even look at my notes.
I didn't, no.
That's just the kind of level of athletics mind we're dealing with here, folks. You should be lucky to have this man. He's coaching athletes who are running here tonight, and indeed at the Morton Games. But if you look back to Mariana Walker in the hammer.
That'll be a much improved effort from her on her 61-metre throw in the first round. So somewhere around the 64-metre mark for the Chilean athlete. Working our way through, and we're back to the high jump with David Cusson once again. Old Abbey AC man is the champion here at the Cork City Sports already. We're just trying to get a see on what height we're dealing with. It is no clearance on attempt number 1 for David.
And there is a presentation to the recently retired, at least from international competitive athletics, Phil Healy, the Ballanine Bullet. Grew up just outside Bandon. Did so many amazing things in that club vest, from Liz Coomey to Shane McCormack through her senior career, the coaches that guided her, 4th in the European indoors, 4th in an Olympic final in the relay. So many wonderful achievements, European relay medal in there as well. Phil Healy earned her first Irish senior cap back in 2013 at the European Team Championships, and her last 12 years on at last year's World Relays. What an incredibly distinguished career it has been for Phil Healy, an athlete who blazed a wonderful trail in Irish sprinting, first Irish woman ever to break 11:30 for 100 metres, and the first Irish woman ever to break 23 for 200. What a career. And we're back to the hammer.
Valentina Sava there, I think that was Cahill, taking her 3rd attempt.
Yeah.
Just talking about Phil there. Cahill, the European Championships come in Birmingham now, will be the first European since 2012 without Phil Healy involved. From 100 metres, 200, 400, 4x1s, 4x4s, she's been ever present since Zurich 2014. All those championships represented, so it's going to be a different experience for Team Ireland this year around.
And from one Bandon athlete to another. albeit in the UCD vest these days. Here is Nicola Tuttle, 72.32 in round 2. That has her in second place. Remember, the Irish record, 72.73, and that's another big one. It's very close to the same territory again. Nicola Tuttle is just peppering that 72-73 metre range all year. And we know the one thing about breakthroughs is they're often preceded by a period of great consistency. And in that recent competition, Phil Healy was over 70, or Nicola Tuttle was over 70 metres in all, with all 6 of her throws in Poland recently. And has started off in flying form here tonight. 72.35. It's an improvement by 3 centimetres. And again, she edges closer and closer to that Irish record of 73.21. It stood for almost 20 years.
To David Cussin in that men's high jump. Hope we get an update. Oh, and he goes clear. Might see if we can get an update on the height of that bar at the moment. 2:15, that is, he goes clear at. So that'll be a big season's best for David Cussin as he winds up towards the national championships here in Ireland in a couple of weeks' time. So a big performance there, and he is just remonstrating with the officials about where he'll go to next on that one. Women's 100 metres athletes, sponsored by Centra, preparing for their main programme race in 10 minutes' time. David Cussin is just deciding on where he'll go to next in that 100 metres, or in that high jump.
And in life.
Too right.
Have a good think, David.
So in this one we've got Katie Bergen, Molly Scott, Sarah Leahy, Ciara Neville were all involved in the World Relay Championships earlier this year in Botswana for that women's 4x1. Joy Eze was part of the team for GB in Tokyo last year, as well as Aaliyah Sibbins at the World Relays this year, joined by their teammates on a GB scene of Mabel Akande and Amanda Obijaku of Italy. On the outside, she'll be going the 200 metres later on today as well. We'll also see Molly Scott doubling up in the women's 100 metre hurdles not too far after this 100. She'll have about 45 minutes rest. They have to take off her spikes and put them back on again.
They have been called to their marks in this women's 100 metres, which will be very much an Britain against Ireland clash.
So we are on our marks. First race of our main programme here. Bergen, Scott, Eze, Akande, Sibbins, Neville, Leahy and Obijaku. Ciara Neville is in blistering form, and she just puts her hand up as I say her name, so it's given us a bit more time to tell you a bit more about her. I think that's what that was. So said, camera's on me, give me some more attention.
Hammer time. It is Cameron Rogers back in the circle. She leads. This is round 3. What can the Canadian produce? It's not as big. It's not quite as big. It's probably around the 74 metre range. 75 perhaps. So it's not going to be an improvement on that 76.16, but what a treat it is to see hammer throws soaring beyond 75 metres here in Cork as they're on their marks once again. Women's 100 metres 2.0.
Yeah, Neville there in that red in lane 6. Personal best this year, 11:31, breaking her previous best from 2019. So 7 years ago. The 26-year-old Limerick athlete should be the one to watch from an Irish perspective here, especially, and she is away well, as is Joy Eze there. And it is very, very tight as we go through, and Eze in lane 3 is coming through nicely in the middle. Sibbins, but it's going to be Eze. I think it's going to hold on for this one. It is 11:44 on the clock. Joy Eze takes the title here at Cork City Sports. Minus 0.6 is the wind speed. So solid running there from all our 100 metre women. Big smiles and hugs all around. And she takes the title here, the Centra women's 100 metre race at the Cork City Sports. I say the results can be found on the Cork City Sports website for your full roundup, or we will see them on screen very soon as well. You just watch her again. She is a bit smaller in stature, Eze, and she gets away very well and holds on to that lead. Great speed endurance through the last 30 metres to hold on. Oof, and it's very tight behind her between Akande and Sibbins. Sibbins the faster finishing, maybe will get the nod. She's going to be closer to the photo finish as well, but it was no doubt about the winner, Joy Eze. And it was Mabel Akande that got that one. 11:49 to 11:50 from Aaliyah Sibbins. Ciara Neville 11:64 in 4th. from Sarah Leahy Abijaku in 6th, and Scott and Bergen 7th and 8th. So not too much in terms of wind speed. Hopefully that'll die down or even flip direction as the evening goes on. We've got the men's 100 metres coming up very soon. Hurdles and the 200 metres will run off the programme in about 2 hours time, and David Custon is back on the infield. The last man in men's high jump. He's over 2:15 already. And it's a first time failure there at his new height. Not too sure what that is just yet. We'll try and get that to you as soon as possible.
74.90 by the way for Cameron Rogers in round 3. No improvement for the Canadian.
2:19, that is the new bar at the high jump. Our 100 metre women on the infield talking through their races and their results.
Next up on track will be the men's 100 metres, where we will have 2 races.
There is the results of that Centra women's 100 metre race. Joy Eze with the win, 11:44. It's a GB top 3. Mabel Akande, Aaliyah Sibbons in 2nd and 3rd. Kieran Neville, the best of the Irish, in 4th with 11:64. Race 2 of the men's 100 metres will be up first, or race 1 as it is on the programme, but it is the B race as sorts. Max O'Reilly, Florio Franco, Ryan Mulholland and Colin Doyle will go on that one. So just 4 athletes lining up in this one, but it's great to get an opportunity here amongst this huge crowd in Cork. In ideal weather, maybe the wind could switch slightly for them, but a great opportunity for these men to run fast at a major international meeting. A couple of them will be back later on to tog out in the 200 metres.
There's your top 3 in the women's 100 metres. Rule Britannia certainly is in the Centra women's 100 metres at the Cork City Sports, which, need I remind you, is a World Athletics Continental Tour bronze level meeting. Great to have that status, as indeed the Morton Games does on Friday night. You can join us then around the same time, 7 p.m. or so, when we'll have an extra sidekick, Ronan J. Duggan.
Back to 2:19, the high jump here for David Cusson in his 2nd attempt. He is the last man standing. And it's not to be on that 2nd attempt either, so one more go for David Cusson there to round out his evening.
Yeah, that just looked a little bit more tired than the last attempt. I think the last attempt kind of came off with his ankles, his calves, got most of his body, but that time you could see the centre of gravity wasn't quite as high as it needed to be, the upper body. And
that's Joy Eze's coach shaking my hand there. Carl, just so you know.
Well, drag him in for the interview, Jerry.
So you know.
Why are you turning down those opportunities? What sort of pro are you?
We have our presentations taking place. There's Aaliyah Sibbons getting her bronze medal. As I say, it is medals here at Cork City Sports, which is a unique treat for international athletes. They always find it interesting. Mabel Akande with the silver. And no doubt about the winner.
Our coach is certainly capturing this moment on the iPad in front of us.
Yeah, he's in iPad dad mode here, and he gets a nice video of their presentation where Joy is at top of the podium. Fastest woman in Cork this evening.
We know you love a weather forecast. Look at that sweet, sweet 0%, Jer.
All about it.
Bit of wind though, and that wind is not exactly assisting the sprinters, but it should die down a little as the evening goes on, and it's just about perfect temperature for middle distance running.
It was due to be headwinds for the early part of the evening and then switch to later on, so those 200 metre athletes certainly be hoping for it, but we will have our men's 100 metre races come up next. Those field event competitions will be going alongside all these track events obviously, but we'll be going from the men's 100 into the women's 3K into the women's 100 metre hurdles, men's 3K, and the women's 800 followed by the men's 800. Of course, we've got some great field of action in the women's pole vault, men's long jump, women's high jump, and the men's shot put. A whole host of 20 and 21 metre plus throwers in that one.
There is the likes of Victor Pettersson in there, who was, I think, 5th at the World Indoors earlier on this year.
He was indeed. Got a silver at the European Indoors last year as well, so he's a true international class athlete. I think 11th in Tokyo as well last year.
Yeah.
Last attempt at 2:19 for David Cusson here in this men's high jump. I think it's a clap going from the crowd.
Time to go to the crowd, as they say, Ger.
Exactly, yeah. If ever there was a time, he saved it up for last. Hopefully it's not last. He can go clear and push on.
So David Cusson, attempt number 3 at 2:19. Can he get it? He needs it. And he's missed it, unfortunately. It was a good attempt, better than the second attempt, but not quite the height on that one.
Yeah, no, good competition for David to go clear at 2:15 and to get a couple of good attempts at 2:19. Just drops the shoulders a little bit early. I think he had maybe would have been his closest attempt if he just got his timing right, but again, he's short in competition so far this summer, so that'll all come to him as he gets used to conditions and how he's feeling in the competitive environment.
We are in round 4 of the women's hammer. There's just a brief pause in the throwing there at the moment, but you've missed nothing, don't worry. We'll make sure to bring you all the action. They'll be, of course, throwing in reverse order for the second half of that competition. Cameron Rogers will be throwing last, as she has been from the start as the big favourite.
Our lineup for our men's long jump is now on screen as well, and we've got a number of 8 metre clear jumpers in this one. Those to watch out for, especially going to be Archie Yeo. Broke that 8 metre barrier at the GB Champs just a couple of weeks ago. A big breakthrough performance, his first time over 8 metres. So he'll be hoping to take down the title here, the 8:06 for second at the British Championships. With Jason Smith there, you see.
He's so good, they give him a page on his own.
That's what I was waiting to see. I was like, maybe he's a late withdrawal, but he is there on the screen on his own. 8:18 windy just 3 days ago, Cathal. So
yes,
we'll see how travel has suited him. But I'm always amazed by these international athletes, especially athletes from the States, popping across to Europe and pulling out big performances in Diamond Leagues and the European Tour. So we can see what Jason Smith can do today. 8:03 is his wind legal season's best, so comfortably over 8 metres. And from an Irish point of view, we've got Shane Howard, who's 4-time national champion, local Cork man too. And we've got an interview trackside with Joy Eze now, our 100 metre women's champion.
So joining me here at the finishing line is Joy Eze of Great Britain. She's just after winning the 100 metres. How do you feel after that, Joy?
I feel really good. It's my first time in Ireland, so it's nice to come here, get a feel for the scenery. I've never been, as I said, I've never been in Ireland before, so I don't know what the track would be like, but yeah, I was decently happy with the race. It's nice to win, obviously, so just take that momentum into my races next. Yeah.
So you have no plans in the next few weeks, or?
Really, I'm just focusing on my graduation that I'm doing next week. I studied Masters of Pharmacy, so that's a big occasion for me, and then from there, me and my coach sit down and look at potential races. Possibly there's one in Belgium I'm looking at, but again, we need to confirm that.
So congratulations, Joy, and thank you for coming to Cork.
Thank you.
Great to hear from our women's 100 metre champion there, Joy Eze, first time in Ireland, and takes the win, so she'll be back, I hope.
And I hope she doesn't get a false impression that it's like this all the time.
I was just about to say, don't tell her anything.
Because let me tell you, Joy, there is not much joy around here in November time.
The weather is always like this. She's based in the north-east of England, and up around the Newcastle area anyway, so she's used to this kind of weather, don't worry, Carl. And, or not this kind of weather, the Irish weather, rather.
Yes, this is Irish weather. What are you talking about? This is Valentina Sava, I think.
I think it is, yes.
It is indeed. She is currently in 5th position with 67.67. Great symmetry on the measurements. But doesn't look particularly happy with that 4th round effort. A reminder that Cameron Rogers, the world champ, the Olympic champ, the champ, she is out front, 76-16 as we see a replay of that first men's 100 metres.
Yeah, it was a very tight one all around. You can see Mulholland there and Franco in the middle. I think it was Mulholland that got the better of the Argentinian national record holder in the end. It's interesting to see Ryan Mulholland is listed as Ireland on the live results, so possibly a man who is transferring allegiance. You can see his University of Houston vest is on, so he's a teammate of the new Irish record holder in the 200 metres, Sean Ibobo, who we will see in this second race, the 100, and more interestingly perhaps the 200 metres later on, where he is that new national record holder. So Ryan Mulholland there, yeah, listed as Ireland. 10.54 from Franco Florio, the Argentinian record holder, in second. Colin Doyle and Max O'Reilly, two local men who train on this very track, with 10.60 and 61, minus 1.4 wind speed in that one. So into a stiff breeze. And our lineup for our Sport Ireland women's pole vault, which is just going to be getting underway. We have Hannah Coffey of Carrignavara, Anna O'Shea, Killarney Valley, Olive Berger of Leeville, and her two teammates Katrina Whelan-Curtin and Una Bryce, as well as Maeve Corkery of Middleton AC.
It's an all-Munster affair.
I was going to say we're
Cork Kerry derby.
Cork Kerry heavy. That's an all-domestic field in that one, as in the men's high jump. Whereas two of our men's 100 metres will be next up on track. We will have a full 8 men in that one, with some strong Irish interest as well. So we've got Dominic Ilovsky of Hungary, he'll be in lane 1. We've got Kobe Hilton in 2, he is last year's winner here. Ipe Takeda got on the podium as well last year, the Japanese man. Anej Prapotnik of Slovenia. Borja Canola, Ireland's fastest man this year, over 100 metres. Sean Ibobo, as I said, national record holder in the 200 this season in the States. Gabriel Maya of Portugal and Ian Kerr of the Bahamas will round it out, the Bahamian Olympian in the 200 metres.
As we see the men's.
Propotnik there in the middle, Cahill as well. He is there in the Slovenia vessel lane 4. He's 10.09 this year, so he may just be the man to beat that national record coming in June. And took down his national title. We see David Cusson getting his gold medal. 2:15 for his winning jump, but it is going to be the Irishman will be flanking him, with Ibobo right beside Propotnik. Bori Akinola on the very outside. He's been in PB shape this year as well, 10.19, peppering those 10.20s in all the meets across the board. Irish indoor record holder, of course, and the winner of the last 2 indoor championships and outdoors last year. So he's certainly been the man to beat in the absence of Bori Akinola, in absence of Israel Otunde. There actually is a change in the lane orders there, so Bori is in the middle. He's going to be in that yellow UCD vest, as we see the men's long jumpers
and he should
lined up on the field.
He should be in the middle, Joe.
Absolutely.
As the national champion of Ireland.
Big time, front and centre. There is Ryan Ono. He is a Leeville man. That is the local club here in Cork, and all that Puma strip, so he's an under 20, as is Michael Kent beside him. So Michael has won standard for the European under 20 championships this year, so he'll be looking to get another one here today. And Shane Howard in that blue and pink multicolour, the 4-time national champion, 7.78 at his best, 72 this year. So Victor Gabriel de Assis, the Brazilian, gives a wave next, followed by Jack Roach, the Great Britain, PB 7.83 from Roach. Dino Subasic is up next, 7.87, and then we will break into our 8 metre men. Alex Farquhar, son we've seen here before at these Cork City Sports, 8.01 at his best. He hasn't quite got there yet this season, but why not today? Archie Yeo, who we said has had that great breakthrough, cleared the 8 metre barrier at the British Championships for silver medal there.
And he's the British triple jump champion the last 2 years.
Indeed, yeah, 16 metre jumper.
And there is Jason Smith.
Jason Smith.
Jumped his best wind legal this year is around 7.95, I think.
I think 8.03 he has. Possibly was indoors though.
Oh yes.
But 8.18, as I said, windy just a couple of days ago in the States in Chula Vista, California. So he will be hoping to get somewhere near that again today.
He was third in Cork a few years ago. As we see Charlotte Payne in the women's hammer. That's a 67 metre throw or so. Charlotte Payne's best, of course, is 70-90 from round 2. That has her in 4th position at the moment. Nicola Tuttle is still in 2nd. So Nicola Tuttle will be throwing next. We'll be trying to keep an eye, although the men's have been called to their marks in the men's 100 metres, so we better go across to the track for the men's 100
metres.
Yeah,
100 metre men's A race are on their marks. And it is from right to left. We've got Maya Murphy Kerr. This is the 200 we're looking at here. That is your men's, so as I said, Propotnik there in the middle of Slovenia might be the man to beat in this one. But we are called back, and it gives us a good chance to look at Nicola Tuttle here in the hammer circle. Her 4th throw, she launches it. It's going to be shy of the 70 metre mark, but again, stacking good performances there in that one, and she can hopefully unleash something a little bit bigger in the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, I'm sure her coach Killian Barry will be trackside and passing on some technical insights. Fine thrower himself, based in the States for a period, back home these days. There
we have it. We've got Dominik Ilowski on the right. Kobe Hilton, as I said, 2025 champion in 2. Ipe Takeda goes in 3. Anish Propotnik, the 10:09 man this year. Borja Akinola in lane 5. Sean Ibobo, he looks to the heavens. He goes in lane 6. Gabriel Maia in 7, the Portuguese. And Ian Kerr from Bahamas goes in lane 8. Ireland's fastest men up against the best of Europe and beyond. And we are cleanly away this time of asking. And it's all to play for here. Akinola in the middle, they're going very, very well. Propotnik now trying to battle with them. The Slovenian green vest is going to come through, and it's going to be Akinola. Gets through for 2nd from Sean Ibobo. I think got up for 3rd there. We just see him stumble across the winner of that race, but it was Akinola got out very, very well. But Propotnik there, as I said beforehand, he is the man. He's in the form of his life in that lime green Slovenia. 10:24 with a -1 on the clock.
Good running with a headwind.
Absolutely, and it was Borja Akinola indeed that got the 2nd spot there with 10:36 from Sean Ibobo. We'll get a replay of that one.
Impressive relaxation on the face of Propotnik over the last 30 there. You could just see Borja Akinola had that half metre to find in the last 30, and he just kind of was straining his face, his neck muscles. But look how relaxed Propotnik was there.
Yeah, that 200 metre strength of Ibobo coming through as well in the last 10-15 metres, but just a bit too much work to do. He is in PB shape over the 100 metres this year as well, in that red of Houston, but you can just see the man in the middle in the green. Propotnik, smooth and controlled all the way through the line. He is our 100 metre champion here at Cork City Sports.
And Ibobo, the Irish record holder, will be back in action later on in the 200 metres. And there's confirmation of Propotnik's win, 10:24, ahead of Borja Akinola, 10:36, and Sean Ibobo, 10:38. Last year's champion, Kobe Hilton, back in 4th this time round for the American. Action is ongoing. And Patrick is talking to one of our athletes trackside.
Joining me here at the finish. So joining me here at the finish line is Anish Propotnik of Slovakia, winner of the SuperValu of Slovenia, So of Slovenia, winning the SuperValu men's 100 metres. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel great. The weather is good. The run was good. Hopefully at the Europeans will be better. Win was not that on the our side, but win is a win, and good season moving forward.
Yeah, and where are you running next?
Dublin, Morton Games.
So Dublin on Friday at the Morton Games, so hopefully you'll have good weather again. So, thank you.
Yeah, good to hear from Propotnik there. As he says, a good win and looking for better at the European Championships in Birmingham coming up. But all you can do is win and beat those around you on the day.
we'll certainly be keen to keep an eye on him. As we go back to the hammer, where Tara Simpson-Sullivan, British thrower, looking to put the 3 fouls in the preceding rounds behind her. But no joy there. That will be another foul for Simpson-Sullivan. Next event on track will be the women's 3,000 metres.
See a few dark clouds rolling in overhead as well here, Conor, but Cahill, rather. It's Conor, yeah. Something in the crowd caught my eye. It'll be, hopefully it don't burst as we see our lineup, that men's long jump that we got our introduction from. And as you say, 3,000 metre women are up next on track. And that women's high jump will be running concurrently as well. That's a real international class event as well. Lots of returning athletes from last year and the year before. Women's 100 metre hurdles will follow that 3,000 metres. John Buckley Sports men's 3,000 after that. Men's shot put, women's and men's 800 metres. The Cork City Council 1 mile will be a highlight as always here in Cork.
As will the Cork City Council 1,500 metre men's split.
For sure.
That's what I'm really looking for.
Yeah, you stop looking at for the last 109 metres or so, you'll be eyes wide shut.
109.34, Ger.
Indeed. And the 200 metres will round out the event here. We'll have 2 races in the men and 1 in the women's. That will bring us up to around 8:50 or 55 or so. And that women's 3,000 metre start list, Cahill, and it'll bring us through the first page.
It is a very international field. Kerry Hughes of Britain, Mia Cochran of US, Aude Clavier of France, Amina Matoug, she should feature strongly, the Dutch athlete, student over to the University of Washington, Lisa Merkel of Germany, Ava O'Connor, better known as a steeplechase specialist from Ireland, Grace Copeland of Britain, Taylor Werner of the US, also in there. She should feature strongly. She's been showing impressive strength this year, 15:12 for 5k. Recently at the LA Track Festival. And we're not done yet. There's the second half. 2-time national cross-country champion Fiona Everard will be in there for Ireland. Izzy Fry from Britain, she's been in great form. 8:47 is her PB for the distance, but fast times on the road. Yasmin Abez of Netherlands, Zoe Melhuish of Australia, Svenja Pingpank of Germany, Cara Laverty will be setting the pace from Ireland. Zoe Toland is also in there from Ireland, and Julia David-Smith of France, the World University Games 5,000 metre champion, is also in there as well. This time over 7.5 laps as we see Charlotte Payne back in action and back over 70 metres. I spoke too soon, it's not. It's 69 something, but still that's another very consistent. That'll be her second biggest throw of the evening. She stays in 4th position.
There's Ryan Ono in the long jump. He gets a white flag in his first attempt. The Cork man, he's decked out in the pink of Puma now, so we'll see how his competition goes. We see the men are on the podium for the 100 metres presentation. It is the SuperValu men's 100, so there was no change in results from race 2 to race 1 with the cumulative times, but Sean Ibobo in his red at Houston takes the bronze from Ireland's fastest man this year, Ori Akinola.
There is Nicola Tuttle. This is her second last throw, 72.35, her best so far. Can she improve her personal best? Can she improve her position? That's another big one. It's about 72.73 again. This is big again from Nicola Tuttle, who's just showing such excellent consistency, the 22-year-old from Bandon, student at UCD. And she's just getting better and better and better every year. A world finalist last year at the tender age of 21. Competed at the Olympics at the age of 20 in 2024.
Michael Kent on the long jump runway. He's breaking new ground in that long jump this season so far. Will he get a white flag? He puffs out the cheeks and it is being measured. So Kent has gone to 764 this year, the under 20 athlete. He's looking to try and get himself a second qualification. As you see Nicola back in the hammer throw for that replay. Keeps herself in the circle at the end. Do we have a distance on that one yet, Cahill? No.
No distance yet. At least not in my system. But let me scan the horizon here and see if I can see it on the board. It says 0 on that board, and I'm pretty sure it was bigger than 0. But we're still waiting on confirmation from that throw from Nicola Tuttle. I think it might have been an improvement. 72.35 is the mark she's trying to beat. She's not going to improve her position probably overall, but she's in second. Let's see what she has thrown. Okay, a few gremlins in the system, I think, because that measurement is not yet up, even though the laser has been in place. But we'll look back to the men's long jump.
Yeah, the infield screen is no update either. That is Shane Howard. Brideville AC is now the club he is representing in Cork. A multicoloured singlet. He does get a white flag as well, so we'll see what pops up on the board for him. As I say, Nicola Tuttle's name is still on the screen of the hammer, so that measurement has not been corroborated yet. The measurement stick is still in the field.
Cameron Rogers patiently waiting. The man with the measuring stick is standing stoically with it in the ground.
This is mind game surely from Nicola Tuttle here. Told him, stay out there for 5 minutes with that stick now.
Get inside her head.
Yeah.
Don't think that works on a 3-time global champion, however.
Possibly not. 7:25 I think that was from Shane Howard in the men's long jump.
And still the man stands with the stick in the ground to the left of your shot there.
He is still absolutely outstanding in his field there at the moment.
He is really out there standing. Anyway, let's bring some samba flair.
The cease here is on the runway. That'll be his first attempt at the men's long jump.
Give his country something to celebrate. It's been a tough week.
It has. And he is going to get the red flag here, I think. Yeah, we don't have a measurement.
There's our man with the stick. He's still there. He's actually modelling for a still life portrait. Yeah, look at him.
That's a picture of Irish life there now.
That is,
there was one.
That is an Irish man doing his job. Look at that hat.
The stance is impeccable.
Look at that hat. Look at his shirt.
A grazing herd of cattle will just pass by any minute now.
The pants with the shirts and the bib and the hat. It shouldn't work, but it works.
The man can make it work.
And he's still waiting for that measurement from Nicola Tuttle. Maybe it's just that big.
Hopefully so. Just verifying and re-verifying. Or else, the laser is acting up. One or the other. But those results will be on live.Munster Athletics. If you go onto the Cork City Sports website, it's the easiest way to get yourself through that link. Or go to trackathletes.ie, Cathal. I don't think they're an official sponsor, but Louise, who you heard on commentary earlier today, is half of that website, which provides a huge service to both Irish and international athletics in terms of links to live streams, results, calendar, everything and anything, and it's only ever improving. So it's a great service to Irish athletics, and there's links through there for your results as well.
Yeah, chapeau to Louise Shanahan and Elizabeth Egan for doing such stellar work. Trackathletes.ie. If you don't already follow them on social media, give them a follow, because it is an essential resource to stay up to date on all things Irish athletics.
Jack Roach is on the long jump runway, and he aborts his attempt.
We finally have a measurement for Nicola Tuttle's 5th round effort. It was 72.12. So no improvement, but it is a third throw over 72 metres. I'm pretty sure that might be the first time she's ever done that in her career. So outstanding consistency. Hasn't quite got that personal best yet, but she's getting very close to the Irish record, and indeed her own personal best.
As you say, just 22 years of age, is still ever on the up. World final last year in Tokyo, and of course at the Olympic Games at the age of 20 as well, 2024. But here is, speaking of those Olympic Games, the champ of champs, 2023, 2025 world champ, 2024 Olympic champion. Cameron Rogers in the circle for her 5th throw.
76.16, her best so far. That's not going to be an improvement, although it is another very big throw. It'll be probably good enough to win the competition, but not going to improve on the 76.16 for the athlete who, back in her college days, she won 3 NCAA titles. She's from Richmond in Canada, went to the University of California, Buckley. They are the Golden Bears, Ger, before you ask.
I had breakfast in Richmond just last Friday, Cathal.
How'd that go for you?
It was really nice, I must say.
Was there a plaque honouring Cameron Rogers' achievements on the wall?
Didn't see it. I'm sure there was, but I just didn't see it.
You were too drunk over your breakfast. But we're off in this women's 3,000 metres. We'll try and get you up to speed. We will have 7.5 laps, of course, to sort them out.
Quite a big field in this one, Colin, as we've seen. We had couple of pages of start list there, but it takes off at a comfortable pace and there's no pushing or shoving. Everyone settles into place. We will have pacemakers in this one as well, so everyone settles in towards 200 meters.
Yeah, and just slotting in behind the pacemaker there, number 7, that is Grace Copeland, and then it is Aude Clavier of France, back in 3rd at the moment as we see them, and then Zoe Toland as well of Ireland in there as well in the mix. But very early on so far, we'll see what kind of pace these ladies are moving at when they come up here past 400 meters. But lots of athletes in here who have run in the kind of 840s, 850s, many in the low 9 minutes. Of course, Fiona Everard, the 2-time national cross-country champion, will be keen to get under 9 minutes for the first time. They come through 400 meters there in about 71 seconds. So, of course, 72 is 3 minutes per kilometer, equals 9 minutes for 3K. So they're on about 850, 853 pace or so at the moment. And it is a good job being done by our pacemaker. That is Cara Laverty, towing it along at a nice consistent pace, and that's exactly what you want to see in a distance race. No athlete running too wide, just everyone getting in line. No need to be a hero in the opening kilometre. This has been strung out nicely, and it is Grace Copeland back in 2nd, followed then by Aude Clavier in the gold and blue of the Nike strip, and then back in 4th as we see them in the red, that is Zoe Toland.
Yeah, nicely strung out there. As I said, 150 or so early on the clock at 600, but of course that 200 metre mark will be the lap splits for these ladies to pay a bit more attention to. The clock down the back straight for them to see where we're at, and for Cara Laverty to make sure she is on pace there. The Finn Valley athlete out front is setting the mark for this big field, and we have picture-in-picture Jason Smith taking his first attempt in the long jump.
There were gasps from the crowd there.
There were gasps from the crowd for the picture-in-picture, I think. That was the real revelation of that last few minutes. But he is
what an age we live.
Clutching his metaphorical pearls here, and he's bouncing around. Let's just see if he's getting... I think he's got a red flag. There doesn't seem to be any measurement taking place. And the official is just telling them, yeah, red flag is raised there. Unfortunately, there's a big...
Ruined it.
As you see his reaction there, and the crowd reacted similarly here, but Cara Laverty is still setting the pace out front here, Cathal.
Yeah, back in 2nd, it's as you were. They pass 1 kilometre in 2:55, so 8:45 pace being laid down here. It is Grace Copeland back in 2nd, then back in 3rd it is Aude Clavier of France, and then Zoe Toland, and then it is Fiona Everard also in there as well for Ireland. She's running very well at the moment, as I said, trying to break 9 minutes for the first time, and that is a very realistic ambition for Everard.
And we've claps from the crowd for the long jump of Ryan Ono. We're back to the start of that field. He went out to 7:19, I think it was in the first round. It was 7:19, in fact, 0.5 wind. So the wind has flipped around a little bit there, which the 200 metre athletes and the 100 metre hurdlers coming up very soon will be glad to hear. It's between 0s and 1s on the plus side now for those. And it's Archie Yeo has in the lead early doors in that one with 7:35 in his first attempt.
Yeah, and we're coming down towards the halfway mark in the women's 3,000 metres, and Cara Laverty, the pacemaker, has got the gap. Go for it, Cara, now's your chance. 4 laps to go.
Neil Desperandum, Cara.
Absolutely. And it's as it was really then in behind. It is number 15. That's Grace Copeland, just leading the pack at the moment. The Brit, who's run at 9:12 for 3K. She's certainly on course to smash that here with 1,500 metres to run. There's halfway. The crowd passed by in about 4:26 or so, so something around the 8:50 is very realistic here, which would be a PB for most of these women in that pack if they can keep this going. But this is the danger zone for them, because Cara Laverty looks like she's ready to step aside. And are they going to start looking at each other, or will they keep pushing the pace?
Michael Kent taking his second jump. 6:81 was his best in round 1. He gets the white flag again, gives an anxious look up into the crowd. He gets a thumbs up. So we'll see what this one comes out to. As I said, he's 7:64. Big breakthrough personal best this year for the under 20 athlete. And the pacemaker has stepped off, Cathal, and it's all to play for in this race. You see they're all bunching up down this home straight.
Yeah, Grace Copeland there, just ahead of Carrie Hughes it is there on the inside, and then number 9 coming up on the outside, that is Lisa Merkel of Germany. So she's featuring towards the front for the first time. Pace is starting to lag just a little bit, but lots of running still to be done by these ladies over there. But it is a big group clustered together at the moment, and that is impressive stuff from the meet director, because they've pitched in a very competitive battle here, and a reminder that a lot of these women are moving at personal best pace as well. So there should be a slew of personal bests if they can keep this pace up. But they're approaching 2 kilometers here at the top of the back straight. They will reach it, and it looks like it's going to be a shade under 6 minutes as they go through there in about 5:58, 5:59. And Nicola Tuttle's last throw, it's a very high one, but it's outside the sector.
Yeah, it did drop shy of the 70-metre line regardless, so that will be a foul, unfortunately. But a very strong competition here again from Nicola Tuttle on home field. And
Dermot O'Rourke just shimmied past us. I don't know how to describe that move she just pulled as she walked past.
If somebody said shimmy to you, that's what happened just there now. She shimmied past.
No wonder she's a world champ.
Exactly. Still got it.
Here comes number 1, Amina Matoug, up on the outside, and I mentioned Matoug would feature strongly here. No surprise to see her head towards the front as we enter the business end, because the 23-year-old Dutch athlete has run 8:45. She's one of the quickest in this field. She's run 15:17 for 5,000 metres already this year. That was at IFAM over in Brussels. That was her only outdoor race, but she's been in flying form. And Matoug is a European under-23 bronze medalist over 5,000 metres back in 2023. She's won 2 Dutch indoor titles at both 800 metres and 3,000 metres. And I'm sure if you're able to win a Dutch title at 800 metres, your speed must be pretty good.
You can see that change of temperature has just strung out the field that little bit more. And Cameron Rogers, you see that replay of her final attempt in that women's hammer throw. It is well clear of that 70-metre line again, but not sure it'll be any improvement on her best early in the competition, that round 2 throw.
So Fiona Everard is certainly still well in there, but Matoug leads at the moment. And then it is Taylor Werner back in second, and then it is number 6 back in third. That is Julia David-Smith of France.
7:43 there on the clock call, so we're certainly looking towards a sub 9-minute performance for many of these athletes.
It is, but Matoug looks very strong at the moment. She is pushing this pace. Taylor Werner, we've seen her run well in Cork before. She is in second. She is poised to strike with 300 metres to run, and now Werner tries to strike, and she does. Big change of gears there, and with 250 metres to run, looks like Matoug might have no response, because Werner has opened a couple of metres, but Julia David-Smith is also in there. The 23-year-old French woman now is moving up, challenging Matoug for second, but Matoug digs in and she hangs on to that pole position just behind the leader at the moment, ready to strike off this last bend. But Taylor Werner has gone for glory. She's gone early though, and Amina Matoug is an athlete definitely with the gears to come back at her. But Taylor Werner, the American, turns for home, pushes down the home straight. The arms are flailing at the moment. The fatigue is killing her, but she's hanging on for dear life. 30 metres to run. Taylor Werner, she's not going to have enough. It's Amina Matoug gets there. The dying strides, the Dutch woman. 8:45 on the clock. It's very close. It's just a few fractions of a second outside her lifetime best for Amina Matoug. But Taylor Werner, she had control. We wondered maybe she went a bit too soon by probably just 20 or 30 metres. The fuel gauge was hitting red there, and Taylor Werner, I think she'd have been fine if there wasn't someone on her shoulder, but just that pressure of Matoug coming up outside her, that caused her technique to just break down a little bit sooner than it otherwise would have. We'll see a replay of that last 150.
Yeah, top 12, sub 9 minutes there, Cathal, as well, so huge PBs all around. You can see Zoe Tolan down the track in front of me here as she was celebrating crossing the line, which you can see 8 on the clock still. But as you said, what a battle down the home straight. Matoug, she knew, you could see with the steeplechase barrier, she didn't quite fall off the pace, so she knew if she could stay with Werner out front, then her strength came through.
And I know the sprint coach in New Jersey is looking at those arm mechanics in the last 50 from Werner and thinking, if you just control them.
It's certainly not helping her, but look, she's not, it's what's happening from the waist down does all the business, but if it's draining energy up that home straight, you can see here from about 70, 80 metres, she's already fighting to keep herself upright. She did well to stay on her feet till across the line. You could see that fall coming a long way out, but certainly left it all out there. Maybe just needs to gauge that effort a little bit slightly, go a little bit later in the next race out. But as you said, brilliant running. It'll be a personal best for Werner as well, 8:49 or previous, so she'll be 8:45, 8:46 there as well. So I said top 12 across the line of 15 sub 9 minutes, so huge runs all around there, and set up brilliantly by the pacemaker Carl Haverty. There we see our celebrations from our Olympic and 2-time world champion Cameron Rogers. She is the title winner here at the Cork City Sports in that women's hammer throw. What a treat for all those in attendance to see an athlete of that caliber taking on an athlete who is very, very soon probably going to become the best Irish thrower over the hammer we've had in many, many years.
Thanks for asking.
Just shy of Eileen O'Keefe's national record.
Yeah, it is brilliant to see an 80-metre thrower in the flesh. It's brilliant to have in Cork. Of course, there's been a world hammer throw record set at the Cork City Sports before.
Indeed.
Yuri Siddick.
And we're just going to pass down to Porrig trackside with our winner of that 3K.
Oh, sorry. My fault. Apologies.
To be honest, when I came here, I didn't.
Unfortunately, our interview trackside not quite coming through, but hopefully we'll be able to capture a replay of that maybe later on. I'm sure Matug is happy enough to catch her breath for a little bit longer, Cathal, after that brave effort to get across the line first in that women's 3,000 metres.
Certainly, she's one of many athletes from the University of Washington. Go Huskies, who are competing here for various countries.
That was Aoife Sullivan there, you see in the green t-shirt, just taking a practice jump in the high jump, that women's international field. And our women's 100-metre hurdlers are getting ready. They're taking their practice runs over the first hurdle as we speak. We have got Milica Amini of Serbia in 2, Adeobi Tobugbo of Nigeria in 3, Emma Nwafor in 4 for GB, Selina Vanjakovsky in lane 5 for Switzerland, Molly Scott in lane 6, Amber van den Bosch is in 7, the Belgian, and Laura Banco of Hungary goes in lane 8. So Vanjakovsky was second here last year at the Cork City Sports, the 2025 Swiss champion as well, 12.94 at her best. Tobugbo there in lane 3 is African bronze medalist this year. I think she was in the top 5 in all of Africa last year in 2025 on times with that 12.87, her personal best. Milica Amini there in 2 is interesting as well for Irish fans, coached by Noel Morrissey. It also coaches Ciara Neville at the moment and former coach of Sarah Lavin. As we see the medals being handed out, Cathal.
Yeah, Taylor Werner, valiant in defeat. She really made the race there in terms of pushing that pace on with 300 to run. Mina Montug was able to draft around the final turn and recharge for one last move. And she got there in the end. The University of Washington Husky 8:45.72, just outside her personal best, but big PB for Taylor Werner, well earned back in second, 8:45.85, and Julia David Smith of France back in third. That is also a massive PB by 8 seconds for David Smith. Brilliant running by all those ladies. And Fiona Everard there back in 6th, leading Irish woman, also way under 9 minutes for the first time in her career. And after a top 10 at Eurocross and top 25 at the World Cross, 2 fantastic runs through the winter, she's showing that she can certainly do it on the track as well.
And there's Ryan Ono again, just having a look back at his previous attempt. He has gone up to 7:36 in round 3. And we are going to pass back down to Padraig with that 3,000 metre winner once again.
Joining me here at the finish line is Mina Matug of the Netherlands, winner of the Cork City Sports 3,000 metres, 8:45.72. Are you happy?
Yes, I'm very happy. I came into the race just like wanting to race it for placement, and I didn't really care about the time. So I'm glad I got both. Like I won, and I got a good time. So I'm really, very, very happy.
Where are you going next?
I'll be going to Dublin, finishing the Irish tour with the 1500 at more games. I'm excited.
Yeah, so we wish you the best of luck on Friday night.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you much.
There is Michael Kent after his 4th round attempt in the men's long jump. 3rd round attempt, in fact. And that is being led by Jason Smith at the moment at 7.66. So here is Michael Kent, the young Irishman. Nice and strong down the runway. The wind, as I said, has turned slightly, so it is in favour of these long jumpers at the moment, on the results at least. So he gets the white flag. Don't see a result on the board just yet for him. And official results of that women's hammer throw earlier, Cathal, that world-class competition we saw here with Nicola Tuttle getting up for 2nd place. Not too far off her personal best set recently, but the winner,
and that
all
is
right.
Unsurprisingly a meeting record by almost 4 metres by Cameron Rogers.
That'll do it. 76.16 for the 80 metre plus. The number 2 all-time behind the world record holder, Anita Vodacek. We're going to get a look at some more results before this women's 100 metre hurdles kicks off. Shane Power taking the men's pole vault earlier today from Fionn Naughton, and Matthew Rossiter and Joshua Fitzgerald sharing are in 3rd and 4th. And Owen O'Callaghan, the multi-eventer, in 5th.
And then I know you love results, Ger, so here's some more results for you.
Let's go. I'm going to say it's going to be David Cousin with 2:15.
Oh, bang on cue.
Wow, that is good.
Are you behind this? Are you doing this?
Patrick Puchek with a big PB from Clongriffin AC with 2 metres. His first time clear 2 metres, so that is very impressive. And I think our 100 metre hurdlers are in their blocks, and they are indeed. And we pan down across, and in the middle we are missing Molly Scott by the looks of things. It is Wojciechowski there in the grey, is powering through nicely. Emma DeWolfer coming very well, and she's going to come across that last hurdle in the lead, and she's going to take the win here at the Cork City Sports. An illegal win, but 12.88 on the clock, so brilliant to be running fast. That's all these sprinters will care about. And DeWolfer probably was the class of the field on season's best, personal best. She's been having a big breakthrough over the last couple of years, this season and last season in particular. Has had some very good indoor seasons in the past, but outdoor comfortably under that 13 seconds regularly. As you just see, a nice warm-up clearance in that high jump as well. But there was no doubt in the winner there as it came through. We just see a replay of it again. As I said, lane 6 was empty. Wojciechowski there in the middle was out very, very well. Our silver medalist here last year, Van den Bosch, on the outside in 7 was out nicely as well, as was Tobugbo. As I said, that African bronze medal earlier this summer. But Emma DeWolfer really just opened up on the field in the last 2 or 3 hurdles. 12.88 plus 2.2, so just over the legal limit. Selina Wojciechowski 13.00 and Adeobi Tobugbo with 13.01. There we have it officially. Van den Bosch in 4th, followed by Amini and Banco. So top class hurdling here again. Any day you see a sub 13 run is a good day, and as I said, pity that wind wasn't just quite legal. 2.2, so slightly too strong above that 2 metre per second mark, but running fast is what it's all about, and a good race, good competition. Wojciechowski really put it up to DeWolfer. As we cut across to the women's high jump, it's 175 the bar is at early on here in this competition. Just knocks it off on the way down. That is Annie Stapleton. So a big change in Annie Stapleton from last year, Cathal. She now represents Bulgaria. She was Australian when we were talking about her this time last year, so she's going to be pushing towards competing at the European Championships in Birmingham, I'm sure, this year, rather than the Commonwealth Games.
I wouldn't say there's many Annie Stapletons in Bulgaria.
You never know. There's one now for sure, or maybe there's only one.
There's
and we have Emma DeWolfer down trackside with Podrick, so we'll get a word from our British athlete down there trackside.
So joining me here at the finishing line now is the winner of the women's 100 metre hurdles, Emma DeWolfer. Emma, how did that feel?
The start wasn't great. I think I decided to go on my own accord, but with all the girls ahead of me, I was just like, uh-oh, you need to get back into the race. So I was just like running as hard as I could, and then we had a really strong wind with us as well, which is sometimes challenging over the hurdles, but I was just trying to stay in form, not crack under the pressure, and luckily I came out with the win.
Yeah, well done. It was a very close finish. So you're focusing now on the sprint hurdles.
I am. So I used to do heptathlon. Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh man, shall I go back, shall I not? But I've got a goal. Olympics are coming up, and just focusing, like you said, on the hurdles. Yeah.
So where are you going next?
Actually, Dublin, down the road, kind of. 3-hour drive tomorrow. I'm going to compete at the Malton Games. That will round up my little island tour, and then back to America for some more training.
So we wish you the best of luck on Friday and the best of luck for the rest of the season. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great to hear there from our 100 metre hurdles women's champion, Emma Noafor. As she said, she'll be up to Morton Games on Friday, but brilliant run there. Said former heptathlete, and is based, well, her coach is based in the States, so she's over and back. I think she has a GoFundMe up there as well if anyone wants to throw a few quid to help with those flights and fees and accommodation, etc. Why not? You see that lineup for that women's high jump. We have Aoife O'Sullivan, Dana Keeley, Siún Quinn, Annie Stapleton, Annabella Neto, Fedra Fekete, Laura Zialar, Aurora Vicini, Fatima Dabali and Michaela Kruba in that one.
Presentation time for the women's hammer, and there is the local legend Nicola Tuttle, just getting better and better every single year, which is certainly no guarantee when it comes to standout teenage athletes, converting that talent to senior success. At the young age of 22, she's already won plenty of medals, World Universities last year, European Under-23s, and many more will await in her future. And standing appropriately on the top step of the podium is the best female hammer thrower in the world. She's the greatest, Cameron Rogers. Won the last 3 global titles and very much favoured to continue racking them up in the years ahead, Cameron Rogers. Next event on track is about 8 minutes away, which is roughly how long it will take them to run that event. Men's 3,000 metres coming up at 7:55.
Aoife O'Sullivan here on the high jump run-up. She has one failure at 1:75 so far, and there is a second one, so hopefully third attempt will be a little bit better for Aoife and will keep herself in the competition. That high jump is going to be a cracker. We've got Fatima Dabali here, was a joint winner here last year with Annie Stapleton, but she's broken new territory up to 193 for her personal best. And Jason Smith is back on the long jump run-up. He is our leader so far, and let's see what he can do here. And he just pulls out of that one. He runs through, he claps the hands. He knows there was something good there, but as I said, that wind is picking up a little bit behind these athletes, so especially for the long jumpers, they would have done their warm-up into a slight headwind. There is Siún Quinn taking her attempt at 175. Second failure for Quinn as well. She went over 175 to take the Irish under-20 title last weekend. Has gone over 185 in the States this year. She's over in Illinois with her jumping Irish compatriot Elizabeth Ndudi, Irish record holder in the long jump. So she's gone to new heights, 185 this year as well, but competition not quite going to plan so far. As I say, those wins will be challenging for those athletes in the long jump and the high jump. Indeed, they'll be going to a headwind now. Would have had the wind on their backs probably as they were warming up. It has switched slightly down to our pole vault women competition as well, and we just see it's all action. Annie Stapleton, it's second failure for Stapleton as well at 170. She's not quite in the same form as she was last year here, but she'd be hoping for a little bit higher than that. We'll have a third attempt at 175 to keep herself in the competition. We do have a lot of failures at 170 so far, so we are down trackside. We've got an Olympic champion call, and she is talking to Padraig. And what a pleasure that is for him.
So joining me here at the finishing line is an Olympic champion, a world champion, a Canadian champion, and an Irish all-comers record holder now. It's Cameron Rogers of Canada. How does that feel?
I'm really happy. It's my first time ever in Ireland. I've been wanting to come here for so long, and so to be able to come here, do a couple meets too, and have this be my first one where, like, I'm pretty sure the men's world record was set for hammer throw is pretty neat, very special, and I'm super happy with today for sure.
Do you think you can throw further?
I feel like if you stop thinking you can throw further, then I feel like it's time to stop throwing. You know, I feel like we do this because we love it. We do this because we always want to try to be 1% better every single day, and so that's kind of what drives you as an athlete, and that's what I love about this sport is you always feel like there's more that you can do.
So where are you going next? Morton?
I'm off to Morton. I'm so hyped. I feel like it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of the same field, and everyone's super nice. All these women are awesome, so I'm really excited to be competing there in a couple days.
So you set a new meet record in the Cork City Court, 17:6:16, and that's a new all-comers record for Ireland. So you have something to chase now on Friday.
Exactly. I'm super hyped. It'll be a lot of fun, and yeah, I can't wait to also check out Dublin.
So best of luck in Dublin, and best of luck in the rest of the season. Thank you, Cameron.
Thank you.
Nice interview there with Padraig and Cameron. As she said, it is pretty neat to set a world record, so she'll be hoping to do that herself very, very soon. That looks like it is Annie Staples' third attempt. No, we're still on second attempts there. That was Fedra Fekete. We do have the local hero Nicola Tuttle now trackside with Padraig.
So I'm here with Nicola Tuttle, who was a very solid second in the women's hammer. How did that feel?
Really good, yeah. It's a very consistent performance. I've had 3 over 72 in this competition, so pretty happy with that, and especially having Cameron here as well. Throwing 76 is pretty unbelievable, but yeah, in front of a home crowd is always special.
Yeah, it's been a pretty solid 10 days for you. You threw a PB 72-73 10 days ago, and yeah, as you said, backed it up with 3 throws after over 72 today. What's next on the plans for you? How far do you think you can throw?
I'm always looking for a little bit more. Every athlete's the same, so hopefully push out my PB a bit over the next while. I have Morton Games and the Nationals and Europeans, so busy weeks incoming.
Yes, definitely a busy few weeks, and the Irish crowd, the Cork crowd, have very much got behind you this evening. What is it like competing at home with, well, such a full stand and yeah, on such a beautiful day?
Yeah, we're so blessed with the weather, and to have such a big crowd here is amazing. Like, I've so many memories of being at Cork City Sports myself, so to have them all cheering for me when I was going in was really special. I think nothing beats Cork crowd, to be fair.
I completely agree with that. Well done in a fantastic competition today, and we cannot wait to see you compete over the next few weeks. Thank you.
Great to hear from Nicola Tuttle there. We're back with Jason Smith on the long jump, or it is Farquhar's son in fact, in the men's long jump. He is waiting to see it. He gets a white flag, gives a clap to the crowd. He's happy with that one. Let's see what the results tell us. But it is a strong competition going on there. Back to Aoife O'Sullivan's final attempt at 175. I'm afraid it is the end of the competition for the young Irish woman, 2-time national champion at senior level. Her competition is over. Blustery conditions here, so tricky enough for the high jumpers down there. As I said, changing weather each jump, and it is catching a few out so far. We do have Aoife is now out, and 1, 2, 3, 5 others have 2 failures. This is the current standings in that men's long jump. Jason Smith is in the lead with Archie Yeo at second place in 7:51, and Jack Roach probably going to form so far. Irish men will be looking to push themselves on a little bit more, but Siún Quinn just stops early. I don't know if that hand crossed the line. We'll have to get VAR on that one, but if she doesn't break the beam vertically, and she might have just got away with it, so she will get back to retry that attempt on her final attempt at 175. That men's 3,000 metres couple has kicked off and underway with another big crowd here in this one, and as you said, looking to get sub 8 minutes here, with Michael Murphy leading the pace through the first 200.
Yeah, they've set off at a decent tempo, and everyone just getting themselves in order in this men's 3,000 metres, and I believe it is Magnus Oyen there of Norway, who was slotted into, I think, second place, but we'll get a better look at them when they come around past us again. But they're moving at quite a good tempo here, and there are a number of men in here who have run in the 740s, 750s, and even Jackson Sharp has run in the 730s of Australia. He'll certainly be one to watch here, the 25-year-old. He ran 736 last year as they passed through 400 metres there, but didn't get the split. But just visually looking at this, you can see by the way it is strung out, that is a fast pace, because there is no one bunching up on anyone's shoulder here. They are strung out like the washing as they pass through 500 metres, and you can see why there, because of the pace. I think this is just outside 60 seconds a lap, so it is moving along at quite the tempo here.
There's Annie Stapleton in your picture-in-picture. She's in her final attempt at 175 and goes clear, keeps her competition alive, so that'll be a good boost for her. It's not far off her season's best this year, so keeps her competition going.
And it is Simas Bertasius of Lithuania who is in second at the moment. Essentially the de facto leader, because it is the pacer out front as they come up towards 800 metres. Back in third is Miguel Angel Martinez of Spain. He's a 746 man at his best, and he should feature strongly here. And then back in fourth at the moment, just slotting in there in that grey kit, is Jackson Sharp, who is running for the Hoka NAZ Elite team, Northern Arizona, and he has run 736 as I mentioned last year, but season's best was run at the Maury Plant Meet back in March over in Melbourne. He ran 741 there, but now 5 men starting to separate themselves along with the pacemaker out front.
That's Anabela Neto, the Portuguese athlete, has finished her competition there with just 170 on her card, so that's the end of her day at 175. She's the third athlete out.
And it is 2 Irishmen in addition to the men I've mentioned already who are clinging on there, just a little bit of a gap opening, and it's on Cormac Dalton, the Mullingar Harrier, to try and bridge that at the moment. He's back in 5th place at the moment as we look at them, and just about 5-6 metres opening up between him and Jackson Sharp of Australia. And it is Niall Murphy, the Clare man. Brilliant cross-country runs he's turned in, and running very well on the track here. His personal best is only 8:14, but he's an athlete operating at a much higher level than that, and he's certainly going to be looking for a sub 8 minute time here.
Unfortunately, we see Fedra Fekete just go out there in the women's high jump. She was third here last year and won it back in 2024, but end of her day at 175. And Ryan Ono there back on the long jump runway. He is down to 5th now with his 736 third round attempt. The wind is definitely picking up here. It's blustery around, and it is going to be a need for some adjustment on those runways, but he has got a white flag, so he's waiting around to see. I think he's got a white flag. Waiting to see.
But it is Miguel Angel Martinez, meanwhile, in the 3,000 metres, who leads the way at the moment, and Jackson Sharp is in there back in 3rd. And also in there, of course, is Cormac Dalton and indeed Niall Murphy. And they're run through 4 laps there. And I'll give you a better idea of just exactly how quick they're going when they've 1 more lap completed. They hit the 2K marker, but 5 men separating themselves from the rest. And it is still a very good tempo that is being kept up here.
De Assis there on the long jump runway, the Brazilian. Best of 7:38 in round 3, so he's sitting in 4th at the minute. I think he's got a red flag on that one. Don't see measurement taking place.
And meanwhile in the 3,000 metres, Simas Bertasius leads the way for Lithuania, the 742 man. He is keeping this pace honest through this middle section. But then back in 2nd, it is Miguel Angel Martinez of Spain. Angel Martinez, who ran 28:01 for 10K on the roads in Laredo in Spain back in April. He's slotting into 2nd there, showing very impressive strength. Let's see what his speed is like. They're now approaching 2,000 metres and the pace is quite good. Looks like about 5:16 or so on the clock, so it's a sub 8 minute pace. It's looking like it's going to come in around something close to 7:50. And I have to say, Cormac Dalton of Mullingar Harriers, a 27-year-old back in 4th there, at his best, at his fittest, at his healthiest. This would be no surprise to see him up there running this time, but he has just come back off a stress fracture in his femur, And Ger, I've had one of those myself, and it's certainly not as much fun as it sounds.
I would not recommend.
But he was running very well earlier on this year, Cormac Dalton, on the roads over 10k, but missed a lot of the spring campaign. And is only back doing workouts a few weeks, I think. So Cormac Dalton is doing brilliantly here, back in fourth, hanging in with 2 laps to run. But out front, Miguel Angel Martinez, the Spaniard, says vamos, with just under 2 laps to run, and he has the lead.
Just those slow-mo replays there of Dana Keeley, her first failure at 178 or 180, it says on the live results. Not sure if you can see the board on trackside. There was talk of 178, but it is 180. The Irish athlete who set a PB this year after 2.5 years. 2.5 years after her previous competition. So she won the National Indoors in 2024 and got back competing only this season, and comes up out and jumps 183. So a close failure there at 180. And up next,
500 metres to run into 3,000 metres, and Miguel Angel Martinez has the lead. But Jackson Sharp, the NAZ elite athlete, moving up on the outside, the Australian. He was a student at the University of Washington, and I believe coach Marisa Powell is trackside here. Her son is also racing. And Jackson Sharp to the front with 400 metres to run. Miguel Angel Martinez back in second. Then it is Simas Bertasius back in third. So it is Spain against Australia against Lithuania. And it is Niall Murphy of Ireland leading the hunt there back in fourth. But he's got about 15 metres to find. It's another 10 or 15 metres back to Cormac Dalton, who's still running the Stormer, but will focus on the race up front, because it is a 3-way clash with 200 metres to run. And Jackson Sharp has the lead. The 7:36 man outdoors last year, the quickest PB in the field. Will he prove that here as he rounds the last bend? But it looks like Bertasius is moving up. He looks stronger than Martinez. Can he challenge Sharp up this home straight? It is Australia's Jackson Sharp. He goes for the final gear with 80 metres to run. But Bertasius is also strong. But Sharp looks the stronger. He looks the sharper, and he gets across the line to win the 3,000 metres at the Cork City Sports. 7:46 on the clock. It was Simas Bertasius back in second, and then it was Miguel Angel Martinez back in third. Niall Murphy of Ireland following him home, and then Cormac Dalton also under 8 minutes, it looks like, comfortably under 8 minutes there.
7:54 for Dalton, so as you said, a long time on the cross training for Dalton, and has paid back nicely there with a nice sub-8 clocking in top 5 here at the Cork City Sports. He's had a great battle there down the home straight. Martinez just suffered that little bit when Bertasius moved away from him. He looks around, he realises his race is run, but there was a big battle up front. We're down to a failure there for Fatimata Ballet. Thought she'd be our pre-event favourite here. She is in 193 shape this season, so jumping personal bests, joint winner here last year, and she'll go back and reassess. That was her opening attempt, so she's come in confidently at 180.
Yeah, great race. Would have been great to see the likes of Darragh McElhinney or Nick Griggs, Brian Fay maybe in there, but of course that trio will be in action at the Morton Games over 5,000 metres on Friday evening.
Yeah, got Alex Farquhar's son back on the long jump runway there in picture as well.
Brilliant clash that was. Jackson Sharp there turning for home, and it looks like Bertasius, I think, felt pretty confident that he could come back at him, and he did. But look at Sharp, look how relaxed Sharp is there.
He's comfortable, he has a look around him.
He looks like he's doing a stride up that home straight, just no stress on the face, no digging in, no grimacing, and probably because he's run 10 seconds quicker than that, but that is still a very impressive win by Jackson Sharp.
A win is a win. That was Farquhar's son, as I said on the picture.
I did say University of Washington, University of Wisconsin.
There we go. That is Michaela Kruba there of Czechia, 180. Cleared the first attempt, just her second jump of the event.
Coached by an Irishman, of course, Mick Byrne.
Indeed, and his strength coach is also Dan Moore. We have him trackside with Padraig.
So joining me here at the finishing line now is Jackson Sharp of Australia, winner of the men's 3,000 metres. How are you feeling?
A bit tired, but not bad.
Were you expecting that time?
Honestly, yeah, I reckon it was going to be somewhere around there for the win, just with the field and the weather today.
You have a busy week ahead of you.
Yeah, I got a race. Well, I'm doing Morton on Friday, and then I had to Budapest for Tuesday. Do another 3k there, and then come games 2 weeks after that.
You're looking forward to the Commonwealth Games?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and what distance are you doing?
5k.
Yeah, so this is going to help in your preparation anyway, sharpen you up?
I would definitely hope so, yeah. That was the plan.
So Jackson, congratulations and best of luck in the Commonwealth Games. Okay. Thank you very much.
Jackson still catching his breath after that one, Colin. He's not giving too much away to Podrick trackside, but happy to get his win. He's got Morton Games Cup next, as he said, and then 5,000 metres at the Commonwealth Games. As we were just saying, he's got 2 Irish coaches helping him along the way there.
It always helps, doesn't it?
Indeed.
The great dynasty of Irish coaches. You think across the NCAA, the likes of John McDonnell and Ray Tracy, Mick Byrne, there are others. But yeah, look what happened there, Ger. My notes are so scribbled, I have doctor's handwriting. I read University of Wisconsin as Washington.
There you go.
There's too many of the Huskies here tonight. I was getting confused.
Shane Howard.
But apologies, Mick Byrne.
Just withdraws in that last jump, and he seems to have pulled up a little bit. Hopefully that is just a bit of a cramp or something, but he doesn't look too pleased with that one. He is limping a little bit, but hopefully nothing too serious. The women's 800 metres athletes are towing the line here, Cathal. They're prowling, and they're facing the camera at the moment. There is Sophie O'Sullivan, who will be a hometown favourite. Pia Langton will be on the inside. She'll be chasing a second Euro under 20 standard, World under 20 standard. She already has one from this year. Mina Scratchard will be outside her. Grace Van Zagnew, Gemma Finch and Sophie O'Sullivan will be sharing that lane with Hannah Seagrave. We'll then have Laura Nicholson, another Irish athlete, Kalisa Malanga sharing the lane with her, Chloe Forrester, Nina Vukovic and Elise Lasser will be setting the pace right on the outside. So it's a busy field.
It is a very busy field as we go back to the men's long jump.
Yeah, Ryan Ono, this will be his last attempt, I think, or his final attempt it will be. So a slight change up front there. We do have Dino Subasic is into the lead. And there's Fatima Tubali, and that is a second failure at her opening height. So I think in blustery weather like this, it's not the cleverest to be coming in at a height so close to PBs, but 180, it is 2 failures.
And in this women's 800 metres, there is a wealth of talent. There are a number of athletes who may be able to dip under 2 minutes here, but from the inside it is Pia Langton and Emma Moore of Ireland. And then it is Mena Scatchard of Britain in lane 2. Emma Moore is absent, correct? Lane 3, it's Grace Vaz Agnew, Gemma Finch, and then inside to outside, Malene Nifor, Sophia Sullivan, Hannah Seagrave, Laura Nicholson, Kaisa Malanga, Chloe Forster, Nina Vukovic, and the pacemaker, Elise Lasser. And as they break from lanes, just scanning the field here, looks like Sophia Sullivan is running quite prominently there. She's just put herself into this. I was talking to her mother Sonia, said she was in good order there. It's just come down from Fontramont, but Sonia was just saying it's always a little bit of a guessing game sometimes coming down from altitude, but we'll soon find out how well Sophia Sullivan has handled it. Hannah Seagrave, the Irish indoor champion, is currently out the back of the field, but she should come through strongly in the second half. As I mentioned, a number of athletes in here have run either just below or just above 2 minutes for 800 metres, and they're coming down the home straight. It looks like a good strong pace has been laid out here, and it is Nina Vukovic there back in second, Sophia Sullivan in third, and then it is Grace Van Agnew back in fourth.
Emma Moore just making a move there on the outside of Van Agnew as well. So once the pacer drops out, pacer has dropped out, we'll have Vukovic will be in the lead, followed by O'Sullivan, by Van Agnew and Emma Moore. So it is tight up front, and Vukovic just has about a 3 metre lead so far. Van Agnew is now trying to make a move past Sophie O'Sullivan, and Emma Moore is going to go with her. O'Sullivan just struggling a little bit with 250 to go, so we're going to have 3 possibly going to break clear with 200, but Sophie is a dog and she will fight it out as we come around with 200 to go. Call just gets clipped a little bit there by Emma Moore.
Yeah, she did, and that just cost her a few metres, and Emma Moore is running so strong here. The Galway City Harrier back in third, but it is still Vukovic, Nina Vukovic of Croatia out front, the national indoor record holder over 600 600 metres. She's got another long 100 metres to hang on here because Grace Van Zagnu is storming down the outside, and it looks like Van Zagnu might have enough. It's a death march down the last 50 here, and Vukovic digs in, the 24-year-old Croat. She's strong to the line. She's just outside 2 minutes. It is Van Zagnu back in second. Sophie O'Sullivan fought back, as always, up that home straight for third position, and pretty low 2-minute clocking, which is going to be a big season's best for her.
Yeah, big time. It was Emma Moore and Laura Nicholson were neck and neck for 4th and 5th behind that, so we've got 3 Irish women in that battle at the front, but it was a really, really strong run out front for the winner. We see Fatima Dubali in a little bit of trouble here in this women's high jump. This is her final attempt at her opening height of 180, so she's trying to get a clap going from the crowd, and we will see if she can keep herself in this competition. Hopefully so, because she is one of the real class acts of the field. High punching, high knee stride, and she goes nicely clear on that one, and thankfully for that the crowd give her a big celebration, and she shakes her head. She knows she shouldn't have put herself in that position, but as these field eventers tend to be, a clutch performer and pulls it out of the bag with that third attempt at 180. So her competition will go on, and the bar will go up to 183. We see the home straight again here in that women's 100 metres or 800 metres. Nina Vukovic down for the win in 2 flat 41 from Grace Van Zagnu, and Sophie O'Sullivan from Emma Moore. That is Annie Stapleton. That was her final attempt at 180, just taking it off mid-jump. And we're down trackside with Louise, who is going to speak to Nina Vukovic, our 800 women's champion.
And I'm here with Nina Vukovic, winner of the women's 800 metres. How did that feel?
It feels amazing. I've been here last year, and the crowd is always amazing. Everything is full. So that's really important for me for last 100 meters. When you see that crowd, when you hear them, it just like makes you go even faster. So it feels amazing. It is amazing. But I also have another race in 2 days, so it's gonna be hard work.
So you ran another 2.00. We really want to see a 1:59 on the clock from you. Are you happy with the time today?
Oh, I'm struggling with that 2:00. Already went for 1.5 years. I really wanted to see under, and I felt like this would be possible here, but I needed to have someone for last 100 meters. But yeah, I can't wait to join the club.
Yes, you looked so strong on that last 100 meters, and you said you're racing again in 2 days' time. Does that mean you're going to Morton?
Yes, I'm also going to Morton to make another good race, because last year that was my first race where I felt, so it wasn't great. I was feeling devastated, heartbroken, so we gotta make sure that this time that is not going to happen.
Definitely. And have you any other plans for the rest of the season?
After Morton Games, I have around 2.5 week break for training camp, and then nationals, and after that Ortigam, and hope to see you in on European Championship.
Yes, we would absolutely love to see you there. Well done today. Congratulations on the win, and fingers crossed for that 1:59 coming your way soon. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next year.
Definitely, we'll have you back.
Thank you.
Great to hear there. And there's Farquhar Son in his final attempt in the long jump. We saw Jason Smith as well during that interview, taking his final attempt, our long-time leader in the men's long jump. And here we have Michaela Kuruba. Oh, she goes very easily clear of 183, so clean card for her. The conditions posing no challenge, 175, 180, 183 at the first attempt. She will be joined by Aurora Vicini and Fatima Dubali taking attempts at this height. Dana Keeley has also got 2 more attempts. There is that official result of the men's 3,000 metres, sponsored by John Buckley. Jackson Sharp took the win, the Australian 7:46.83 from Simas Bertasius of Lithuania and Miguel Angel Martinez of Spain. Cormac Dalton, best of the Irish, although
Niall Murphy is
missing from those results, so not sure what happened there. He's down as 9th there, but he was 4th man across the line, 4th man across the line, ahead of Dalton, so we'll see when that is tidied up.
And here's our presentation for the women's 800 metres. In 3rd place, it was Sophie O'Sullivan, 2:01.33. That's a 10-second season's best.
That's all right. Do that again.
Impressive
Doing well.
stuff, but hitting form at the right time. In 2nd, Grace Vance Agnew of Great Britain, 2:00.93, and then it was Nina Vukovic of Croatia, 2:00.41.
Dana Keeley, her 2nd attempt at 183, just took it off the hurdles of shoulder on the way up. And the official 800 metre result, Nina Vukovic from Grace Vance Agnew from Sophie O'Sullivan on the podium. Emma Moore and Laura Nicholson with a tight battle there for 2nd best of the Irish in 4th and 5th.
And we're about to get the men's 800 metres underway because they're on the start line.
Another 2:05 clocking there for Pia Langton as well. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for her 2nd World Under 20 standard, but hopefully so.
Been a few late lane switches here, which is confusing me no end.
Your pen is working overdrive there.
I thought Emma Moore was bailing from that last race, and then she showed up on the outside. But a few more in this men's 800 metres, which is about to go to the line.
Ryan Ono, last attempt in the men's long jump. Gets the white flag. So we'll have to wait and see. I think he has had no improvement on that early 7:33. We've got some early throws in the shop, but there's a foul. That's Nick Palmer. He'll be one of our favourites for that one. Ryan Ono, 7:36, has him in 6th at the minute, that jump we just saw. And our long-time leader, Jason Smith, is now down to 3rd place. We've had big jumps from Jack Roach.
And we're on our marks in the men's 800 metres, so we will get straight back there. And they're off from the inside. David Garcia of Portugal, Jamie Phillips of Britain, Sean Dolan of the US, Garrett O'Toole of the US, Andrew Thompson of Ireland, Cathal Doyle of Ireland, Nathan Kremen of Ireland, and Mark Milner of Ireland also. And it is Sven van der Berg setting the pace at the moment. He's coming across from the outside, and that is Sean Dolan in the all-red strip, the 25-year-old American, former Villanova student, running for the Atlanta Track Club. He ran his personal best of 1:45.41 in March this year. That was indoors. He was 2nd at the US Indoor Championships, and of course ran at the World Indoors in Tyrone. And he is pulling clear, and it is Jamie Phillips of Britain who's the only man looking to try to go with him at the moment. And no surprise, because Phillips has also run 1:45 this year. The 20-year-old is going with what is quite a hot pace at the moment. Big gap then opening up back to number 9. That's Mark Milner, just ahead of Nathan Kremen. And then Cathal Doyle, the 1500 metre specialist, who is just working on his speed, working on the gears. But at the moment it is Sean Dolan, the 800 metre man, who is out front. Jamie Phillips now has the bubble burst with 300 metres to run. He tried to go with Dolan, and it'll be interesting to see if Dolan can get home here, because he has gone quite fast through this opening 550 or so metres, and he is digging in there at the end of the back straight as he hits 600 now. It is a fast pace. It's probably around 118, maybe 117 there even as he went through. And Dolan is running so strongly here around this last bend. The Villanova graduate, he is powering into the home straight with a 10-12 metre advantage. It is David Garcia of Portugal coming through strongly now, but he's not going to get near the win. Cathal Doyle might get up for 2nd there. The Dubliner bouncing back to form in a big way, but Sean Dolan has run all over them here. 1:45.76. It was the Portuguese athlete David Garcia who got 2nd, and it was very close for 3rd between Cathal Doyle and Jamie Phillips.
Yeah, Phillips I think just got up for it at the end, found that 2nd wind with 50 metres to go. So the battle all taking place behind the winner. Sean Dolan was away and clear, went with the pacemaker and never let up, and nobody could stick with him. Too hot to handle, and a comfortable win, 1:45.76 on the clock. Brilliant running there.
Yeah, very impressive from Sean Dolan.
There's Roach back in the long jump pit. He is now our leader, 7:67. He is 1 centimetre, or he's winning on countback at the moment. You just see that replay of the final 120 here. with Dolan storming away and clear, and Garcia had a good gap on the rest coming into the home straight as well. Cathal Doyle there in the Nike strip battling hard, but there was no doubting the winner. Dolan well across the line, and he is trackside now with Padraig.
The finishing line is Sean Dolan of the United States, winner of the Cork City Sports 800 metres. How did that feel?
Oh, it was good. Yeah. I just wanted to be aggressive today. That was the whole goal, and the win is great, but the whole goal is to be aggressive, and we did that today, so I'm happy with it.
You're a world record holder.
Yes, I am in the indoor 4x8. Yeah.
There must be an Irish connection with that name.
Way back when, yeah. Somewhere back in my lineage, definitely from out here, but both my parents from the States, so happy to be a US citizen, representing them with the World Indoors this year.
Yeah, so you had some very aggressive running there. What's your plan over the next few weeks?
Off to Belgium tomorrow for another race, and then back to the US for the US Championships in a few weeks, so we'll be tuning up for that.
So best of luck in the US Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Dolan, winner of the Cork City Sports 800 metres.
Sean Dolan, the man with the very Irish name. And that was a very dominant performance there to take victory. Sean's dad, Steve, by the way, meet director of the Penn Relays, and he is in Cork this evening with his family. Thanks to the Stats Supremo, Pierce O'Callaghan, for that information. Also sending news that Pia Langton, who finished down the field in 10th in that women's 800 metres, but 2:05.72, that's a second standard for the youngster for the World Under-20 Championships. As we look back to the JCD Group women's 200 metres, 6 athletes will go to the line here, and my co-commentator coaches one of them. Gerard O'Donnell has returned from his break. The nerves were getting too much, Ger, clearly.
My comfort break. I was so uncomfortable sitting beside you here for that long.
Well, you would be. It's been a long journey today to make it to Cork. There's been a lot of sweating.
There'll be a lot more to come. A few more races.
As we see Jason Smith there, the long jump
as well. That long jump just took us adjustment just before the board, a lateral step to make sure he got it in cleanly. You see his competitors clapping alongside him there. And here is Dana Keeley. She is on her final attempt at 183, and it's not to be, unfortunately. That'll be the end of the competition for Dana, but battling it out with these world-class athletes is great to see, and having the season of her life, as I said, after over 2 years out there. Is Eric Favours, the Irish record holder in the shot put, gets a white flag, and his attempt number 3. And Sean Dolan getting crowned the champion men's 800 metres here at the Cork City Sports.
Yeah, if there's one country you probably wouldn't want to be from in terms of having a nationals, trials and all that coming up, it's probably the US at the moment. It's the strength is quite scary. US 800 metre running.
Indeed, and
that's just at high school level.
That's for sure. There is the official result. Sean Dolan and David Garcia holding on for that second place from fast finishing Jamie Phillips. He went through it in that one, up and down, and Cathal Doyle in 4th, best of the Irish. Said that shot put competition is taking place in the background. They're on their 3rd attempts there, just Nick Palmer and Victor Peterson to go in that one. Said you can hop on to the CorkCitySports.ie to get the link to the live results for that, or indeed onto trackathletes.ie where you'll find that and much more. And on screen here our current results. We have Nick Palmer in the lead, just shy of that 20 metre mark, 1998 from 1997 of Christopher Licata of the USA. Joe Licata's brother goes in this one too. He's at 3 fouls so far, unfortunately. See there down in last place currently. And the Irish record holder Eric Favours. There's Peterson just taking his 3rd round attempt on the screen. As we said, he's 5th at the World Indoors this year, silver at the European Indoors last year. And back over to our high jump. Bally will take her attempt at 183. And she is clear. Gives a little round of applause to herself, as she should. She is back in this competition. In fact, that's 186. Keeley had skipped, Dana had skipped after 2 attempts at 183 and on to her final attempt at 186, but Fatima Bally skipped 183 in fact, and it goes clear at 186, so she is back in the competition. There we go. This is what I was talking about. How close is that? Jason Smith was sitting in the lead the whole way through with that 7.66. Roach usurped him, and as did Dino Subasic. And on countback, it is the man from Great Britain, Jack Roach, takes the title here at the Cork City Sports, the Aon long jump for men. Brilliant competition there.
Yeah, we've had some brilliant field action this evening, and you know, especially the hammer enthusiast in me, and you know I have a big one in me, Ger.
You do.
Stretching back so far to the great Dr. Pat, honour the legend of Irish athletics. But anyway, it's great to see the hammer take centre stage, because so often it's cast to an outside field, sometimes due to safety concerns, but often not. But it's great to have had it as the showpiece event at the Cork City Sports, both in terms of local stars and indeed the best athlete overall at the Cork City Sports, a 3-time global champion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said that pitch here has broken new ground. In fact, it was an Irish all-comers record for Cameron Rogers, the furthest throw we've ever seen in Irish soil, at 76.16. So huge performance and true world class athletics here at the Cork City Sports.
Yeah, and the next event up on track is going to be the men's mile. And I don't mean to put the pressure on, but I'd be devastated if multiple men don't obliterate 4 minutes given the conditions.
Just a roundup of our Sport Ireland women's pole vault results there on the screen. Under Bryce, Maeve Corkery, and Katrina Whelan-Curtin, and Olive Berger, in fact, sharing that third place with O'Shea and Hannah Coffey. Cork Kerry Affair. Here is Michaela Kruba. She has had one failure at 186, so that's the beauty of the high jump. We've seen Fatima Bali struggling on her opening attempt at 180, knocked that twice, then went clear, then skipped 183, and then went clear at the first time at 186 to put herself into the lead in this competition. Kruba goes clear at the second attempt after a clean card up to this, but it will be Bali who now sits in first place. They are the last two athletes remaining in that. Aurora Vicini, the Italian, went clear at 180. She will take third spot. Dana Keeley will share her on that third place podium, with both going over 180 on their second attempt, so good jump in there. And our mile lineup is on screen. We've got Louis O'Loughlin, Ted Higgins, Thomas Diamond, Oisin Murray, Ben Clarridge will be pacing, Adam Fogg, Ruben Reina, Finlay McClear on page 1.
Yeah, lots of talent in there. Of course, Adam Fogg of Great Britain, the 27-year-old, he's run sub 350, 349.62, his personal best. That was in Millrose Indoors a couple of years ago.
Alex Malloy, William Coogan and Liam Lyons also in the lineup.
Yeah, Liam Lyons much improved this year, 21-year-old from New York, but his dad Desmond, I suspect an Irishman. I assume he was a big rugby player, played rugby at Fordham, his dad. But Liam is a student at Holy Cross College in Massachusetts. But he's down to 3:54 for the mile. That was in BU earlier this year. It was a school record. But look out for him. He's in bib number 5 and in the red strip, second from the outside. But the quickest man in the field on personal best, Adam Fogg. He's in the all black strip, probably the tallest athlete in the field. He's in the middle. And we'll see just how quick they can go here in the black and white stripes there. That's Ted Higgins there on the inside. He's just slotting in behind the pacemaker, and Adam Fogg now just moves around his fellow British athlete and slots in behind the pace. And it is a pretty steady, it's a controlled pace, it's a sensible pace. I don't think they're going to go too crazy here. Something around the 3:55 mark perhaps you'd expect to lay down, but they are beautifully settled into single file here. It is a good size for a mile field. I think 10-11 athletes in here in total. None of that 17 or 18 athletes on the track as we've seen at many other events. It tends to create a bit of carnage, but as you can see, they're all pretty much in single file here. And it is Adam Fogg there back in second at the moment, and it is Ted Higgins, his fellow Brit, back in third. Then it's Ruben Reina, the American, the 23-year-old. Look out for him, he'll be strong here as well. Transferred from the University of Arkansas to University of Washington. And he's been in great form as well. His personal best of 3:52.40 was won in January this year in that oversized track they have up there at the University of Washington.
We just saw the in picture there, failure of Kruba in the high jump. That's 189. Both athletes, herself and Bally, have both knocked out at the first attempt, so 2 more attempts at 189 to see who can take that. It is Bally who takes the lead at the moment on countback.
Yeah, but here we go. They're starting to wind it up, if anything. But you can see the group is splintering as we approach halfway here. The pacemaker has done a brilliant job, but now it's going to be down to Adam Fogg, the British athlete. Will he push it on when the pacer steps aside, or will they start to look at each other? It is Ted Higgins just tracking him back in second, and then it is Ruben Reina back in fourth, and then William Coogan in the black and red stripes. He's back in fifth as we look at them at the moment, but the pacemaker will be stepping aside soon enough, and we'll see how it shakes out, because it looks like 4 men have broken clear of the rest of them. It will take a big move from someone else in behind to bridge that gap, even though it's only about 8 meters at the moment. But Adam Fogg ahead of Ted Higgins, then it is Ruben Reina, and then it is William Coogan. He's never broken 4 minutes. The American William Coogan, 4:01.00 his best, but he is hanging on here, and he is going to smash the 4-minute barrier, because at 500 meters to run, there's 2:42 on the clock, so they're well under 4-minute pace, and they will pick it up from here. So Adam Fogg, formerly of Drake University, the Coventry and Godiva Harrier, he is in front with 400 meters to run, but he has threats lining up.
Yeah, Reina just moves up to the second place there through the bell, just cuts in a little bit quickly, but he's doesn't impede. He's got glitter on the back of that vest, and he is sitting on Fogg. He is happy out there. He's got a second pacemaker doing the work for him. We come with 300 meters to go, 3:11 on the clock, and it is Fogg still holding on strong out front. It's going to be quick, but it is Fogg from Reina from Higgins at the moment, and we've got a challenger come up there in 5th place. Call, just trying to see who that is on the vest, but we've got a big charge on with 200 meters to go there.
Yeah, Fogg is going to have to kick it in, because there's threats coming from behind, but Fogg has been in control of this race really from the outset. He has assumed pole position behind the pacemaker. He pushed it on, and he is pushing harder than ever now with 100 to run. But here comes Ted Higgins out into lane 2, that lane of high hopes, but in the middle, splitting them, is Ruben Reina, the American who went out in the heats of the NCAA Championship, but he's going to come home firmly in front at the Cork City Sports. 3:54 on the clock. Ruben Reina reigns supreme in the last 100 in Cork. Ted Higgins it was coming through for second, or Adam Fogg there, and it was quite close there.
It was.
They were your top 3. And
chop and change up the home straight.
And then I think it was Liam Lyons, it was in the red, of course. We mentioned him on the start line, but he was the man in red who was charging in that last 300.
Yeah,
he'll also be well below 4 minutes.
Look to be around 3:56 or so for Lions. And we see Fatima Bally here. She's on her final attempt, and she's down to 2nd place, because Michaela Kruba, the Chechi athlete, has gone clear at 189 here. So brilliant performance. Meet record is 192, so if she pushes on to another height, she could equal that, or try and go 1 centimetre past if she's aware of it. But Bally here, her final attempt, and it is no good, unfortunately. So it is 2nd place. She was a joint winner here last year with her fellow competitor from today's competition, Andy Stapleton, but has to settle for 2nd. It was a good battle. Started off a little bit ropey for her with 2 failures at her opening height, but pushes on and gets a nice 186 clearance here at the Cork City Sports. That's sponsored by MMOS, that women's high jump.
As we see a replay of that.
Yeah, Fogg, the long-time leader there from behind the pacemaker, the tall man, the black singlet on the inside. But once he came into the home straight, he had a lot of work to do to stay with these men out front, and it was a huge run there from Reina. Looks around him there with 30 to go.
Very comfortable. And then it was Higgins and Fogg. And in that black and red strip, William Coogan there. I think has he gone under? Yes, he has. Yeah. 3:58.59 confirmed for William Coogan in that red and black strip. So Liam Lyons also well under 4, but
3:57
if the name
for Lyons
sounds familiar in US track and field, it's because his dad is Mark Coogan, the famed coach up in Boston, the New Balance coach.
I thought you were going to say it was Steve Coogan and Partridge.
No, that was, well, Mark Coogan's also quite funny.
Indeed.
One of the real nice guys in coaching, and one of the really great guys in the sport. But He's also a good dad, clearly, because he's brought up his son well to go under 4 minutes for the mile, which I'm sure was his only goal.
Absolutely.
For young William.
The main goal, as always.
But now, well done to William Coogan. First time under 4 minutes there, as we see confirmation back in 5th, 3:58 for him. Liam Lyons, brilliant run by him. In 4th, 3:57. And it was Adam Fogg, Ted Higgins and Ruben Reina. Those were your top 3 in the Cork City Council mile.
Back up to the men's shot put here as well. We're into round 5, you can see there on the infield scoreboard. Currently is Victor Peterson, probably the pre-event favourite. He's the only man clear of 20 metres so far, 20-22 in his third round attempt. Let's see what we can go out to here. It's Piers Cameron. His best so far of 18.68. Came in round 3. Stays in the sector. And he gets the red flag, so he must just clip the top of the board. You just see Ian Shaw, the official there, telling him he is just slightly outside. And there are our top 3 in that men's mile.
And I spoke of dads. I've been sent another text by another of my American informants who are kindly supplying some information. But Ruben Reina's dad was a US Olympian and World Championship competitor.
Not bad.
Thank you to Paul Merke over on the West Coast and Stephen Haas, wherever you are in the world at the moment, who passed on some information on some of our American visitors. I hope you're all enjoying the coverage from the 72nd Cork City Sports, and plenty more action to come over the next 20 minutes. Distance fans, I'm sorry to let you down, but distance action is complete. However, 200 metres is also a distance, and we have the women's 200 metres coming up in about 5 minutes time, and then we have some cracking men's 200 metres, of course, featuring the Irish record holder Sean Ibobo. But next up on track in less than 5 minutes, the women's 200 metres, and they are standing behind their blocks. Introductions will be incoming soon. But firstly,
trackside with Podrick is our mile winner.
So joining me here at the finishing line is Ruben Reina, winner of the Cork City Sports 1 mile. Ruben, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. This is my second time at this meet. Did a lot better this year and came ready to run.
Yeah, had you a plan coming into the race?
I did. Just sit back, relax, and hold my legs together till the last straightaway and let it rip.
So there's more in there?
Maybe, a little bit.
Yeah, where are you going next?
I'll be racing in Belgium on the circuit. I have 3 more races planned: Kortrijk, Liège, and Houston, and it should be good.
So you're looking forward to that. Where do you think you can go with the mile or the 1500 metres?
I hope to be competing with the best in the world and just keep working hard to get there.
Good, so we look forward to seeing you back at the Cork City Sports next year with a better personal best time. Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you for having me.
Ruben Reina, great to hear from him. Been told that his dad was also Ruben Reina.
There you go.
Not even a junior on the...
No. Could have just called him junior for that whole race, but it'd be much easier.
That must get very confusing in the household when someone calls out Ruben.
Indeed. We're down to 3 races to go, just 3 by 200 metres on track, and that shot put also going ahead, but women's 200 metres up first, and then 2 rounds of men's 200s.
And that wind is looking pretty good, Ger, because that Irish flag above the athletes looks to be blowing
there's a
down the home straight.
There's a plus 1.3 on the infield timer at the moment. Whether that is when that was taken, I don't know, but just looking at the long jump windsock closer to the crowd, seems to be blowing gently as well. And we're in the blocks for this women's 200 metres. See the start list on the screen there: Falvey, Bergen, Becker, Simmons, Abajiaku and McCann. And the women's 200 metres is underway. and we'll be looking out for those athletes in the middle lane. And Becker is out very well there, strongly, as is Sibbons. We've seen her on the podium in the women's 100 metres earlier today. So it's Becker into the lead in the home straight from Sibbons. It's going to be a battle up down the home straight. Simmons is bounding down past Becker at the moment, and outside her Obajiaku, but it is going to be 23.34. It's a legal win, plus 1.6 for Aaliyah Sibbons. So brilliant run there for the British athlete from Sophie Becker. She'll be just outside her season's best, I think, of 23.43, but a good run all round. The favourable conditions, it has dropped temperature wise a little bit, but after a warm up it's probably ideal, and that tailwind being perfectly legal for them. And there's a great performance there. Becker setting the tone out to 120, 130, and Sibbons bounding up the home straight. She has that nice warm up from the 100 metres earlier on today, and a good double podium visit for Aaliyah Sibbons. This is going to be a meet record if it goes clear. It's Michaela Hurba, Chechi athlete. She is out on her own at the moment, but this one is no good again, unfortunately. So she will have one more attempt at 193, try and break that. You can see the flag. The red flag is blowing strong towards the high jumpers. We'll just get another look at that women's 200 metres. We said Becker there in the sleeves in the middle, the Irish Olympian, fourth with that 4x4 relay in Paris. Putting it up to Aaliyah Sibbons on the bend.
She got out hard, didn't she? Becker, the first 100. She really did go for it.
She set it up really, really well, and you can see here 80 to go. Sibbons just trying to work off her, and on the outside there, Amanda Obajiaku, she's a 23.6 athlete at her best as well. She's just trying to struggle a little bit, and Rachel McCann on the outside, another Irish Olympian, may have snuck up there for the third spot, but great running out front, great running all around, but a great race out front from the battle between Becker and Sibbons. We're still waiting on the official results, but it seems to be Sibbons 23.33 from Becker 23.67, and Obajiaku did hold on. It's the same time as Rachel McCann, both sneak under the 24, 23.96 for both of those athletes. So great run. Katie Bergen 24.09 and Hannah Falvey 25.93. And we do have Padraig catching up with our long jump winner earlier, and we will hear that now.
So joining me here at the finishing line there is Jack Roach of Great Britain. He just won the long jump competition with a best jump of 7.67. How are you feeling?
Oh, buzzing. Yeah. This is my third time in Cork, and I love it. The crowd's unreal. Like, you don't even have to get a clap going, and they're behind you the whole time. It's unreal.
You had a very consistent series of jumps. Were you expecting 7.67 this evening?
I honestly no. My season's been so up and down that if I piece everything together, it could be really good, but it's not quite happened yet. So it's nice that it kind of came together, but I'm still hoping for a bit more by the end of the year.
Yes, and you won on countback, so that was quite important. Where are you off to next?
So I'm going back up home. So I'll go back to England. I'm based in the Midlands, but I'll go back up to Newcastle for a few days and relax, and then I haven't got anything planned yet. I need to maybe get a solid kind of 3-4 week block in, work on some stuff, and then find some more competition somewhere.
So you wish you the best of luck, Jack, and congratulations on winning the long jump.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Great interview with Jack Roach there, the winner of the men's long jump. Some nice scalps in that, as I said. Jason Smith 8/10. I think it was 8:13, windy earlier this week, and his compatriot at the GB champs, Yo, with 8:06, so it takes the scalps over those. And there is our official 200 metres results. The JCD Group 200 metre women. Aaliyah Sibbons 23.33 from Sophie Becker 23.67, and Amanda Obajiaku just holding off the really fast finishing Rachel McCann. That'll be very close to Rachel's PB 23.96 from Katie Bergen, who was based on this very track, and Hannah Falvey, the Bulgari athlete, in 6th.
Clouds are getting dark overhead, but nothing gloomy about our outlook for these final two races.
Yeah, Michaela Kruba no good on that final attempt of the stadium record, or meet record rather, of 193, but she is our champion, 189, the Chechi athlete from Fatimatu Bali, and Aurora Vicini and Dana Keeley, of course. That is a joint third place.
No jumped offs here. So
there's Eric Favors, his 6th attempt. He gets a red flag, unfortunately, in that one. Just get a look at our standings at the moment. So Eric's best has him in 4th place, unfortunately, so 1927. He won't be on the podium here. An Irish favourite, the national record holder, the Olympian. That competition is being led by Victor Peterson at the moment, as I said.
Yeah, it is Nick Palmer of New Zealand in 2nd with 2022, and in fact it is only on countback that Pedersen is beating Palmer.
Christopher Licata here, the USA man, sits in 3rd at the minute with 1997. He gives a big roar at a jump there. He gets the white flag. Let's see what he can do. He gives a cheer to the crowd. His brother, unfortunately, has completed his competition with 3 failures. And the first race of the men's 200 will be coming up very shortly. There you see that
provisional results.
Yeah, that count back. That's after 5 rounds, so halfway through the 6th. It is Peterson, Palmer and Licata. Two 200 metres to come. So we've got men's race 1, followed by the men with the faster season's bests, at least, in race 2. Raekwon Luciano goes in 2, Emmanuel Akinroli in 3. Ryan Mulholland in, sorry, lane 3 is skipped on that one, so Akinroli in 4, Mulholland in 5. Brian Faust of the USA goes in 6, Dubamama in 7, and Kieran Carty on the outside in lane 8. It'll be an interesting one to see. Ama, especially in 7, he's having a breakthrough year. He's moved over to go to the high school in the States. A man who is brought through by Daniel Kilgallen, as so many, you've written about this already, Carl, of the fastest Irish races across, or times across all sprint events have been come through Tallaght AC. But our podium for the women's 200 metres, we get a huge roar in stadium here for Sophie Becker, the Irish Olympian, 4th place and medalist with the 4x4 team in Rome at those Europeans. And the winner, strong down the home straight, is chasing Becker for 120 metres, but takes the win. Aaliyah Sibbins back on the podium after 100 metres earlier on, so a great day's work for her. Gets the gold medal, as is most important here in Cork, Carl.
Absolutely. They say no medals on the circuit. Well, Cork says no. We will give medals.
Absolutely. So interesting there again. You see Ryan Mulholland there with that huge leap. He is a teammate of Sean Ibobo in Houston. I think he starts that relay team for them. He is now listed as Ireland. Let's see what he can do here. The wind is favourable, 1.6 in that women's 200. But I was saying Dubamama will be off to Oregon for the World Under-20s later this summer. He is having a breakthrough after that move to go to high school in the States this season. He goes in lane 7. Brian Faust, a very, very strong 200 metre runner as well, in the purple one piece. He's a 45.5 man over 400, and Faust does get out well, but Amma on the outside in 7 and Kieran Carty are moving very, very well at the moment, as is Ryan Mulholland on the inside. So Mulholland coming through now in that sleeve. What can he do up the home straight? He's strong over the 100. We saw him earlier today. And Faust, that 400 metre man, can he bring that strength through? Dubamama coming through on the outside, but it's going to be Faust who's going to get it from Amma, from Mulholland, 20.76. That'll be very, very close to a personal best for Dubamama as well. If he can sneak under that, he ran 21.02 at the Irish Under-20 Championships last weekend, securing his place on the plane for Oregon, and that is going to be very, very close. But a great run there from Ryan Mulholland, or from Brian Faust rather, 20.76 to take the win in race 1. So it'll be interesting to see the times across these 2 races. They won't be far off that for top 3, I think, here this evening. But we do have a stacked race coming up with athletes running those times all over the circuit this season. We have Louise down trackside now with our 200 metre winner Aaliyah Sibbins, and we'll hear from them.
So I'm here with Aaliyah Sibbins, woman of the JCD Group Women's 200 metres in a season's best time of 23.33. Tell me, how did that race feel?
Yeah, it felt good. Definitely felt strong coming off the bend. I think that's one of the things that I've been trying to work on. Doing a lot of hundreds. I was in the last 100 race today as well, which was good. But yeah, with the 200, it's just about trying to hold the speed.
So a very busy day of racing with the 100 metres and the 200 metres, and you have a very busy couple of weeks coming up. So you've been selected for England for the relay for the Commonwealth Games?
Yeah, I've been selected for England relay, so I'm super chuffed about that. So yeah, looking forward to going out to Glasgow
Yeah, it'll be an incredible championship, I guess, on British soil. So very best of luck there. We'll all get behind you, and congratulations. Well done today.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
And we'll get another look at that first heat of the men's 200 metres. And Faust, who of course helped the USA to World Indoor 4x4 glory last year in Nanjing, taking up an individual silver medal himself, and nothing like 400 metre strength for that last 50 in a 200 year.
Yeah, big time. Dude Mama, as I said there in the outset, coming through really, really well as well. I didn't see the official result, but Brian Faust, he set out front, a college teammate of Harry Purcell, a very strong Irish 400 and 800 metre athlete himself in his own right, so a friend of his, comes through really, really well there in the Essex strip. Takes the win in heat 1. He'll be keeping an eye on the second race now to see what the lads clock. Can he get himself on the podium when the times are accumulated across?
Well, as we know, Ger, it's all the rage to give out medals based on times in different races these days.
Seems to be, and everybody is buzzing about that.
Oh, we're big fans of that. Big fans. Bring back the beanbags. Why doesn't Cork have them?
Indeed.
We could sit Brian Faust on a giant beanbag, perhaps on a throne. And
I think he'd love that.
In front of the clock, so he could watch as his medal appears or disappears. This is how we promote the sport.
Indeed.
Anyway, results time. Brian Faust, 2076. That is the mark that the men in race 2 have to beat. Ben Ama, 2098, dips under 21 in second, and Ryan Mulholland just outside 21 in third.
Yeah, brilliant performance from Ama there, and Kieran Carty there in fourth at a big PB as well as Raekwon Luciano. I think that's going to be PB for him in fifth as well, but another couple of tenths quicker for Kieran Carty on the outside. And there is the official results of the Echo shot put for men. She said, unfortunately, no Irish on the podium. Eric Favours with 1927 in fourth, but Victor Peterson on countback, probably the pre-event favourite, himself and Nick Palmer coming into it, and they matched each other 20.22, and Christopher Licata 1997 for the USA man. We've got some presentations of the women's pole vault getting their medals. 4 athletes on the podium. We have a joint third and a gold and a silver. Said it was a very heavy Lee Vale, Cork and Kerry representation in that one. All the local clubs togging out. What a competition to be able to participate in. Una Bryce taking the win in that one with 340 from Maeve Corkery, 315, and Katrina Whelan-Curtin and Olive Berger 290 tied in third. And O'Shea missing out just on countback. Final race of the day is coming right up, our 200 metre men's race 2. What's it going to be? The wind has flipped and is perfectly favourable for these men now. On the inside, Gabriel Maia of Portugal. Adam Murphy goes in 3 for Tinner Island. Ian Kerr, Bahamas, in 4. We saw him in the 100 metres earlier on. Chidi Okezi, a very strong 400 metre athlete as well from Nigeria. He goes in lane 5. Sean Ibobo, the Irish record holder over 200 metres. I'd say he doesn't get tired of hearing that. Ebuka Nwkeji of Great Britain goes in 7, and Mathieu Chevre in lane 8, the Swiss. So a big international field here. Adam Murphy there in lane 3, having a big breakthrough season, going sub 21 on a couple of occasions, once windy. At 30 years of age, he's pushing on to new heights, 21.00 and 21.87. So it's it's new ground for him, and he gets a lane in the A race here as a reward. But it's going to be very, very interesting. We've got a change of strip. Cahill, the away kit is on for Sean Ibobo.
I was wondering where the red was.
He's in the black strip.
He's trying to confuse us.
Absolutely.
It's hard enough to do this job when they're wearing the same kit. But yeah, look out for Ibobo there. He's in the all black strip. University of Houston, of course. Coached now by Carl Lewis. Formerly guided by Daniel Kilgallen at Tallahassee. And even before that, Tony Byrne as well, who did such a brilliant job developing his talent. And it'll be fascinating to see how close he can go to that Irish record of 2027.
Yeah, conditions are pretty much ideal here at the minute, and he's got some fast men outside him. 20.55 is Nwkeji, his PB outside him. and we are cleanly away, and it is a nice start from O'Casey inside Ibobo. He's going to have some work to do here to get back up into the lead, but he is a strong finisher there. The tall man in the black strip, and in the red there, Ian Kerr is going very well as well, and it's going to be tight up the home straight here, but Ibobo is storming on the home straight outside him. It's going to be tight on the line. It's going to be O'Casey takes it, 20.57. Wow, that was a very, very strong run from the Great Britain on the outside. Just outside his PB at 20.55. It's been corrected to 20.56. Just saw on the insert clock there on your screen, plus 1.4, so it is a legal wind. They probably would have had a bit of a headwind on the bend from the way the flags are blown, but that was a brilliant run. Sean Ibobo will be disappointed with his with giving up his win there up the home straight, but he was set up very nicely with the two fast men inside and outside him, so that would have dragged him to a nice quick time too. And he's backing up those fast times from the States, which is always nice after a very long collegiate season to come home and do it on home soil.
Yeah, a lot of races. Athletes often running on fumes at this time of the year. Almost a month on now from the NCAA Championships, but Sean Ibobo, he'll be back in action later on this week at the Morton Games, but he wanted that win, didn't he? He almost had it really at 150 metres. You can see there, perhaps just conceding a metre too. He is a tall athlete, Ibobo, 6'3".
Yeah, I think O'Casey, he's a tall man as well. I think his fast start really just caused Sean to maybe push that middle section a little bit too much. You can see him bounding down the straight, but O'Casey outside him is just calm and controlled, and he is smooth up the home straight. Dips for the win, 20.57, 21.56 corrected on the clock. So there we see Ibobo in the middle in that black strip of the University of Houston, but can't quite hold on, and Ian Kerr takes the third spot, 21.09. So that will have Brian Faust on the podium, I think, from our first race, and indeed Duba Mama with his 20.9 will be in there too, ahead of Kerr, who was third. So we have Podrick down trackside with our winner of that men's 200, Chidi O'Casey.
Great Britain, he's just won the 200 metres, 20.56, wind 1.4. How are you feeling?
I'm happy. It's a consistent time, so because my PR is 20.55, so I'll take it. It's good, and I'm just happy to be consistent, to be healthy. I thank God. I'm happy. Yeah.
Have you more races now in the next few days or weeks?
Yeah. So next week I'm going to be racing in Lausanne. Then after that, just see whatever race I'll get lined up. Maybe I'll do a couple of 4s, couple hundreds. Not sure, but yeah.
And what's your preferred event?
I don't mind. I feel like I'm pretty good at all events, so I don't mind. I can do any event, whatever event I have to do. 1, 2, 4. I don't mind.
Well, you had a fantastic win tonight in the 200 metres in blustery conditions, so congratulations.
Certainly was a fantastic win, and it was a fantastic evening in general. The 72nd Cork City Sports. Fantastic to see Cameron Rogers, a world and Olympic champion, going up against Ireland's very own and Cork's very own Nicola Tuttle with brilliant consistency, 3 times over 72 metres in second, and a stadium record of over 76 metres for Cameron Rogers out front. And all the way, really, Ger, what was your highlight?
It has to be that all-comers record is really the one that stands out. You see Sophie Becker signing autographs. But that all-comers record, that women's hammer throw, is really the standout performance for me.
And Louise has tracked down more athletes trackside for a chat.
And I'm here with Michaela Haruba, winner of the MMOS Women's High Jump. How did you find the competition tonight?
It was really nice. I really enjoyed it, and I'm happy that I jumped 189.
And how did you find the crowd?
They were amazing. In a curve there was a lot of people, so it was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was incredible to see all the kids screaming for you. What are your plans over the next couple of weeks? Have you a few more competitions?
Yes, I will compete in Dublin on Friday, so I'm excited.
Oh, that's fantastic. We're looking forward to another opportunity to see you in Dublin. Congratulations tonight, and thanks for coming to Cork.
Thank you very much. See you next year, probably.
Great to hear from Michaela Haruba there, our women's high jump winner. And there's the official result of race 2. Abuka Nwakaji and Sean Ibobo. Top 2 in that one. I think Brian Faust will join them on the podium. His 20.76 from the first race. And I think we have talk with our shot put winner down trackside as well.
So joining me here is Victor Peterson of Sweden, winner of the men's shot put sponsored by the Echo 2022. Are you happy with that?
I'm pretty happy. It was like a stable meet. I got many throws in the same area, so it's stable. I didn't really get like the far one that I'm looking for, but I feel like it's a right step in the right direction.
Yeah, and what's coming up in the next few weeks?
I'm going to Dublin, then we have Nationals at home, and then the Europeans Cup in Birmingham.
So a busy few weeks. So what do you think you control?
Sorry?
What do you think you control? If everything's right.
I don't know. I don't want to set the limit to myself. I know I can do a lot more, so we just have to see and wait.
So we wish you the best of luck in the upcoming competitions. Victor Peterson, winner of the Echo men's shot put.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, great to hear from Victor Peterson there. And Cathal, we heard Michaela Kruba there saying she's off to Morton Games, as many athletes are on Friday. So after a fantastic Cork City Sports, that's where me and you will be once again. We see Sophie Becker with her adoring fans, but a fantastic Cork City Sports once again. They brought the goods, the athletes. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to the Cork City Sports once again, the 2026 edition. A cracker. We've seen some brilliant performances across those field and track events, and we are looking forward to more of that. The Morton Games next Friday, but more importantly back in Cork here next year. Cathal, a wonderful event, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very much. Good night and good luck.
Thank you.